shut the world and turn free, and now it's known as the Celtic way. We play the ball from side to side, and intermediate tries to hide, but we play the ball from front to back. Attack, 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 67. And he's the worst bird, the flash given of thousands, to see the boys become champions of 67. And he's the worst bird, the flash given of thousands, to see the boys become champions. Shut the world and turn free, and now it's known as the Celtic way. We play the ball from side to side, and intermediate try to hide, but we play the ball from front to back. Attack, 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 67. And then he's a first man, the first in a thousands.
Good evening and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, episode number 147 of the Bawz and Bovril podcast. Myself, Mark. Tonight I'm getting joined by Big Jerry, Campsy boy. You there, Jerry?
I am there, mate. How you doing?
Aye. The mic's all muting that, Jerry, while the intro's playing. That's all that is.
It's right, my man.
That's how you couldn't hear anything there. Thanks very much, everybody that's joining us. We're up to 806 subs on the channel so far. So thanks very much to everybody that's subscribed to us and listens in, whether it's live on YouTube, the new, or whether you listen back on Spotify or whatever. We really appreciate it. Our food bank collection, along with the links to the forum and everything, that's in the description box below. We've already got £770 in the food bank collection this year, so that's brilliant. Thanks very much for everybody's donated so far. Anything at all, no matter how small it is, if you can get it, please do so, because it's really appreciated. A few shout-outs to some of the lads for the forum and that. Obviously, Paul's still in the injury list. Terence was at work, but he's back at work, so I would have been on. Old Tim Alloy, Richie, a Glasgow Green, Mikey, Welshie's in his way to Rome, the news we're speaking, so I hope him and the lads that are there for the game tomorrow night, we'll talk about that more later, but I hope at least have a good trip, a good and decent, safe trip there. Here we go to live chat. Bobby, smash the like button, the road in. Brian, evening, Brian. She's in the bad books, Mark Campsy. She put up Christmas decorations yesterday.
Oh, mine's were up on Friday or Saturday, mate, and all. So
not even December, and they're putting up Christmas decorations. Evening, Brian.
Any time after September weekend, it's always now.
Aye. Evening, Brian. Terence here. Terence clocking in for work. Liam, nice to see you, Liam, again, mate. Martin, evening, Martin. Thanks for coming in, bud. Just go on with the football chat then. Well, after Saturday, we kind of got out of jail over the weekend with them drawing yesterday, but Saturday was. What did you think of it, Jerry?
Well, first half I thought we were huffing and puffing and we were going to be not too bad. But the second half, I think, I thought we know what's coming here. After about 10 minutes of that second half, I thought we're going to play here all day and no score, or we're going to play here to the last 5 minutes and they're going to go up the park and score. It was two kind of stick on penalties now. Well, the foul for the first one and then the second one with the tug. That's a highlight, I think, of Mikey Johnson's Celtic career now, is getting us that penalty.
I know. Because the ref wasn't forgetting it for Johnson, wasn't he? Keep man in his ear about it.
Aye, and thankfully he did. But I was hearing, somebody said to me that the referees and the clubs had a meeting during the week and said if there was any like hands-on shirts or that, then it's a penalty. So it's obviously been relayed to the players, because quite right for Johnson. I mean, he wasn't going to get that ball, but it was the letter of the law with him, get their hands in the shirt, and he was pulling it back, so it's a penalty. So go out of jail, and then they go up the park. One of our weakest man in the team is Martin, a big lump of centre forward, and we lose a goal like that. So all in all, we got a jail. It was a shite performance, but we got a jail.
Do you think Hart could have done better at their goal?
Aye, 100%. He's like a vampire, the big man. He's no for coming for crosses at all. He's scared of them.
Just doing that big stupid star jump. He could have probably. I've said it before on the podcast and talking to guys. 9 times out of 10, if the keeper goes for the ball and doesn't get it, the chances are he'll get a foul at it. You get what I mean? If he's getting it over the top of players and stuff like that.
Aye, you can't touch a keeper now. It's a foul, mate. So no, Hart's got to deal with it better. But then again, the way we could have still been playing that game the day and no scored a goal if they hadn't get a penalty for that. That was the way I was feeling it was going. But just nothing. There was nothing in that final third of the pitch. It was working for us. I think so, mate. I agree with you there. It just felt like one of the games we just weren't going to put the ball in the back of the net unless it was from a penalty or an own goal or something like that. We had all that possession, and we still the final third. There was nothing. So I mean, one of my pals after the game's like, "Oh, we're missing somebody in the middle of that part." I think we've got 80% of that possession. It's nothing to do with missing somebody in the middle of that park. It's the final kind of third up front where we're needing somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. Big O had a couple of chances as well that he should have done a lot better with. So we've got to striker, left back, keeper's got to be brought. It must be priorities, especially a striker with this Asian Cup coming up in January. If not, we're going to be in a bit of bother.
Saturday, it's just even Palma, Yang, they done plenty of running, trying, but it wasn't really working for them either, wasn't it? And that kind of. And I mean, it's Kyogo again. What's the point of putting crosses into a box when you've got a striker the size of Kyogo there?
No, I fully agree, mate. And Kyogo's always kind of better playing off the shoulder, but he does get across he used to get across the front of the man for his front post kind of tap-ins or whatever. But teams are getting wise to us. They're sitting in, and there's no point in us crossing balls into the box because I say 9 times out of 10, the wee man's just he's not going to get the end of it. So it's a bit pointless. There was a couple of balls into the box for O. He should have probably done better to get across the front of the Motherwell defence for one of them. And I think he's took his eye off the ball.
Aye, and the one in your post.
Aye, you'd expect we'd do a bit better than that. But no, it's same old. But we shouldn't really be worrying about them. But we after that result on Saturday, man, we're all deflated and fearing the worst. However, we've been getting a wee reprieve, so we can't slip up. I know we've still got 5 points in a game in hand, but you're wanting a good bit of daylight between us and them for the rest of the season.
But they're a poor team. I really don't understand I mean, it's seen Saturday, right? We drew with Motherwell. I've watched Celtic teams. Do you know what I mean? I can remember. Was it Livingston years ago? I'm sure it was Livingston. We needed Henrik Larsson to score something like the 92nd minute to beat Livingston.
Aye.
These games just happen over the season. But then on Saturday night, we drew with Motherwell and there are people on the forum, we're in a tight old race now, we better get our finger out of this. Absolutely, they're ranked rotten. And we've got money to improve, they've no.
Aye, mate, I've had this with a few of my pals. You always get the fucking knee-jerk reactions when you get games like this, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of me included with sense of self-entitlement that we should be winning and beating every team every week domestically, but it's not going to happen. Motherwell, they've not been playing too well, and I think that boy's job was is looking a bit shaky. So they've had a couple of weeks to prepare for that game, and they were kind of sitting in and.
They hadn't won a game in their last 9 games. There'd been a few draws in there and that.
Aye, that's how we're
going back to see what you're saying there about Motherwell just sitting in. See when their teams are defending as far back as that as well. It's hard for. I mean, people are saying, why's Rodgers changed the way Kyogo's playing? But see, like against Motherwell on Saturday, see when there's that for the defence and that sitting that deep, It's hard for Kyogo or any striker to play off the defender's the shoulder of the last defender, because any ball into spaces, there's no space between between midfield defence and the goalkeeper. So it's harder for Kyogo to find the kind of spaces that he was finding last year.
Aye, and it's not as if you can draw them out, because they're you get a well organised team. It's always that bit harder to kind of break them down. So you're just saying there's no space, but then that's when you're looking for your players like Yang and Palmer to create that wee bit of magic.
Or your Turnbulls to get a shot for outside the box and stuff like that. I mean, that's one thing that Turnbull's good at. You can't take that away from him.
No, that's it's at times we've said it before. We look to try and score the perfect goal. What he's tippy-tappy we want. It looks fantastic, but see if it goes in off a deflection, off somebody's arse and goes in, it's the same result. So as long as that ball ends up in the back of the net, man, I'm happy. But it's one thing that we've seen it before. See, even when our centre halves have got the ball and they're going forward, they're looking for that part. A couple of times I've been screaming, "Fucking have a pop!" I mean, because you don't know what's going to happen. It can take deflections or gain or whatever. But without having the chance, you're never going to know. 9 times out of 10, it's maybe end up in Rose Head. But there's games like that you're going to need to just take the chance and go for it, rather than look for the get over the same ground again, try to repeat yourself with
look at Chris Commons and even Ryan Christie.
Aye.
You know what I mean? They took it to the extreme, but that was Lennon's tactic. Get to Commons and let him shoot for wherever he gets it. Get to Christie and let him shoot for wherever he gets it. But
Christie could be frustrating with it though. That was the only thing.
But if you're sitting there at nothing each or one each or whatever against teams that are camping at parking the bus, there's nothing wrong with taking shots outside the box. I don't mean just do it all the time, but as you say, the ball can hit off somebody and 40 a striker, or it can hit off somebody and end up in the back of the net, or you'll at least get a corner out or something. Do you know what I mean? You've got to buy a ticket to win the lottery.
Of course, definitely. But then that comes down to the players themselves taking a wee bit of responsibility as well, in having a pop, rather than just try to recycle the same old. Ball it to the wing, ball inside, ball it to the wing, try to get into the box. It's no rocket science, but we'll wait and see.
See performances like that on Saturday. Again, there's people in the forum going on about Peter Lowell and stuff like that. Performances like that on Saturday, for me, the buck stops with the players on the park. Even more so than the manager, because when you look at the wages we're paying players in that, Jerry, do you know what I mean? Celtic should be able to pick any team our first team squad that should be able to go out and beat a team like Motherwell.
You would think so, definitely. But don't mind it, all these teams definitely raised their game against likes of Celtic and Rangers. But it's, for me, like, we keep saying it. We need a keeper. We need a left back. We had Roush who started. These guys will give you everything they've got, but again, they're limited in what they do. There's no denying the two full Ralston and Taylor have made big improvements since they came. But for me, we need better than that if we're going to push on.
I think Ralston's. I mean, I thought he played brilliant. We all did the kind of resurgence when Ange first came in and that, but I think he's kind of regressed a bit as well. I thought he was again, maybe it's down to game time and stuff like that as well, but I thought he looked a bit ropey at times on Saturday.
I know. I think he has the last couple of times he's played, unfortunately. I agree with you. I thought for a spell under Ange, he was brilliant. He was doing really, really well, but I don't think he's reached the same kind of level, and I don't think he's looking. No, what they say is as confident, but he's just not playing the same way that he was. And again, I'm not really wanting to keep going on about. I mean, Taylor's a one player that divides the support now, and it's for me, man. We should have addressed this in the summer with a keeper and the left back.
Aye, I mean, I'm a Taylor fan. I stick up for him all the time, but it's definitely he's got his limitations. And again, I've never disputed that. I was hoping that he could maybe kick it on and take it up another level to be able to do well in Europe, but he does. He struggles at the kind of higher level.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
But I mean, again, it just says you can't fault what he gives you. You know what I
No.
mean? He'll give you 100% every time. Do you know what I mean? But the step up to European level just seems a bit too much for him now. Do you know what I mean? And
It's not just that. See that goal on Saturday. I mean, whose idea was it to stick him on that big boy? I mean, you think yourself, see the way we see when they got that corner, I knew they were, but I think we all did. We're like, this is a fucking goal here. They're going to score. And you think yourself, somebody's got to take responsibility and say, look, you're not going in him. You're not that great in the air, and you're just going to get thrown about like a full stripper's bra. So why are you going to take him? Give me, look, I don't know who Vickers and that were Martin, but you've got to have a wee bit of responsibility. But again, it's easy to pick on Taylor. Hart should have done a lot better with the cross, right into the 6-yard box.
But well, surely that'll be down to the coaching, but it'll be or even down to Gavin. I'll take it'll be Gavin Stratton that'll deal with that kind of side of things, like who's marking who at corners and free kicks and stuff like that.
I agree there, but then the player himself's they've got to realise we all know that Taylor's no great in the air. So I don't understand how he would have thought, I'll go and stand in him. Fair dues, he's taking a wee bit of responsibility in himself and going, try to do a job, but the last 5 minutes of that game, we should have been able to see that out, because it was only one thing they were going to be able to go and do, is put a ball into the box and score.
Evening, Thomas McGrady, thanks very much for joining us, mate. We need a system that supports Kyogo. It's like playing with 10 men every game because he's not involved at all. See, that's one of my problems with Kyogo as well. He's not involved enough in the play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He's coming too deep.
Aye. Do you know what I mean? It's like Larson would come and look for the ball and get involved, like playing a bit deeper just to get involved and trying to make space and stuff like that. Kyogo does it. I don't know. It's weird. Kyogo is just went. I mean, I agree. It's murder watching him now because you don't see him at all in games. He'll pop up and score a goal. I know that's what he's here for. But apart from that, he doesn't get involved. He's not involved in any of the play or nothing like that. You don't see, like if Palmer's getting the ball out in the wing or something like that, you don't see Kyogo coming out to, you know what I mean, look for the ball after Palmer out in the other wing after Yang or whoever it is.
Aye.
It's a really, really strange one, you know, but actually Kyogo's doing on the park.
Yep, it doesn't suit him. He comes to life with a kind of ball at the front post or playing off the last man. This drop him so deep and try to get involved in the play just does not suit him at all. We're all crying out to see going with 2 up front, especially domestically, to see what can happen. But your only fear is you go to 2 up front, one of them get injured or something happens. You've nobody really there to come on and change it.
Well, with Kyogo and on the pitch for half an hour on Saturday or something like that.
Aye.
And it didn't really make much difference.
Nah.
I mean, I've said all along, I'd like to. I couldn't really tell. Did we switch to like a 4-2-3-1 when the two of them were on, or was it the two just up front? But I've said all along, I'd like to see Kyogo playing that number 10 role, but to maybe kind of see when those on the park and you're looking to Kyogo to be the wee bit of creative spark and that, he doesn't really do much that side either.
No. I'm agreed with that. The boy said that about that system. I think it kind of does need tweaked for the players that we've got just now to try and get the best out of them all. Going with a 4-3-3, I don't know if it's because he's not got in all the players that he wants, that he's just carrying on this system, because this wasn't the system that he played previously. So I don't think, I know that he likes to, he didn't mind switching it, but 4-3-3 is no kind of formation you'd have associated with Rodgers. So I don't know if it's because he's not got all the players in the positions that he wants, or he thinks this is what's maybe suited to what he's got just now. But no, for me, we're not getting the best out of Kyogo. He's still popping up the goals here and there, but I think it's apparent with the way we've been playing and trying to grind out results that it's no working.
It's weird. As you said earlier on, the amount of possession we've got. And even go back and look at the way we played against Aberdeen.
Yep.
Fair do. A lot of the goals were kind of late on in the game and stuff like that, but
Aye.
I thought that was the best I'd seen Celtic play in a long while against Aberdeen.
Aye.
For the full game, I thought they played really, really well, and then again an international break.
Aye, at the right
Come
time.
back. They always seem to fall at the wrong time for these international breaks, didn't they?
Aye, definitely, mate, definitely. But I agree that I thought the Aberdeen game we were brilliant. As you say, the goals did come late. However, it was a right good all round team performance. And then that's how I think we were all kind of looking forward to Saturday's game. When you and Motherwell were kind of struggling, and you're kind of maybe taking it for granted that you're going to get another good win, another couple of goals. But no, it's no ideal. But what about Calmac? What do you think of him now?
Well, I've been saying it for weeks. I don't think he's playing anywhere near his best.
No, I'm beginning to think I'm one of his biggest fans, but I'm beginning to think to myself it's maybe time for him to take a wee spell out the team and see how we go on. I thought first half anyway, I thought Ohm had a good game. I know a couple of pals were asking me what game I had been watching. They thought he was shite the whole game, but no, I thought first half.
I've seen that. I've seen a few folk on Twitter and that saying they thought Ohm had been garbage, but I thought he'd done no bad.
Aye, I thought he did a decent game, but I think it's maybe about time that Calmac takes a wee spell out, just a couple of games, and try. Well, we're going to be struggling a little bit.
And is it the same as Kyogo? Where does Cal McGregor fit into this Celtic team? What we're saying is, right, if Rodgers has tweaked stuff, changed stuff, so Kyogo's no doing what we expect him to be doing, or as often as we expect him to be doing it anyway. Is it maybe something like that with McGregor as well?
What, the formation?
Aye. Is it just no working out from under this system that Rodgers has got the team playing?
He's looked at the start of the season. He looked jaded, and then he went to we played the Monkeys, and we thought, right, that's it. It was just took him a couple of games to get going because he was outstanding against them. He was brilliant.
That was the best he's played in about 18 months, in my opinion, Jerry.
Aye.
Honestly, against him at Ibrox, it really was.
Yep.
That first half was the best he's played in easily 18 months for Celtic.
Aye. So we all thought he could have, but then he's been up and down. And you'd have thought if Rodgers thought to himself, look, it's a system, it's affecting our two of our better players, then it's his job. I mean, you're thinking that's what you get paid for. You're thinking, right, how do I get the best out of them? What could I do better, or what could the team do better? The change of formation. I don't know. My gut's telling me he's not got the players for the formation that he wants to play. There's no point in trying to play a formation if he's not got the right players to play it. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think he just continue with a 4-3-3 the now, and then he's going to try and get the numbers in, or the players in to play what he wants to do. But I don't know. But regardless, I would still. We need a plan, but we need to take him out. I think we need to take him out for a couple of games and give Turnbull, Bernardo, O'Reilly a shot, a shot, Awata, a shot in there. Any combination of the three. I mean, O'Reilly's going to stay, so then it's up to the next two. And I would, if it was me, I would have Home and probably Awata over Turnbull.
I would like to see them going and playing a proper CDM, and then even giving Calmac a bit of freedom. I mean, that one of the things about him is, evening, Kieran, nice to see you again, mate. Thanks for coming in. one of the things that Calmac, he seems to just be, he just kind of keeps the ball moving.
Aye.
Doesn't he? He's what McGregor's got that skill. He should see, like we're talking about Hatate, the way Hatate can slip the ball through for Kyogo and that to run on. McGregor's well capable of those kind of passes as well. But he's got to be further up the field to start showing that again, that he's got that part in his game, rather than just being that kind of wee kind of pivot that just kind of keeps the ball moving forward a wee bit or a wee bit to the left or out to the right. He doesn't actually produce anything except just keep the ball moving about the pitch. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yep, I know, 100%. I mean, he's getting further and further back. He is better, the more advanced role. So, I mean, I don't know if you could fire, even within that 4-3-3, you're letting the McGregor be the one that goes a wee bit further forward, and doing the work there, and letting, if you're bringing in a Wata to do the more defensive work, you've got O'Reilly who can kind of get up and down and do both.
Aye.
But I think McGregor has always been better further forward and try to do this CDM. It's no, for starters, he's not the best tackler in the world. Although he can be quite good at reading a game and he's got a good eye for a pass, he's comfortable on the ball. I don't think it suits him there. Being the more advanced would suit him a lot better than try to be the CDM. And as I say, Awata's never let us down. I just don't see how Rodgers must see something that we don't. He's always, anytime he's going, he's always comfortable with the ball, doesn't give the ball away. He's always available, and he likes a tackle.
Aye.
I just don't understand how he can't get in that team.
That would be my midfield three, Jerry. But it would be Awata, McGregor and O'Reilly. I would like to see them together.
Yep. Just
as you've explained there, but I think they all kind of complement each other as players.
Aye, definitely. And Awata can shift. He can get about the park as well.
Aye.
So, and I mean, we've seen him score. He's chipped in with a couple of goals as well. So, no, I would like to see it, to see if we could maybe do something. But again, you've still got to get the service to the wee man up front for his orders to score the goals. But you never know if you've got McGregor that bit far forward. But he's got a right good eye for a pass. I mean, you look back to the way he was when he first came through, and then when he was playing alongside Brown, he was chipping in with a right few good goals. But now it's a rarity for him to score.
It's as if he's tried to become Scott Brown.
Aye, but that's not his game.
Do you think that's what it's like? He's playing the way Scott Brown played.
Aye, exactly. But that doesn't suit him.
No,
he's a better footballer than Brown.
Exactly. Scott Brown knew his own limitations. He get the ball and tried to keep it simple. Right? Aye, he could pass. We know he could pass, but most of the time Scott Brown kept it simple and just done that. What I'm moaning about McGregor doing now. Do you know what I mean? That was Scott Brown's job. And McGregor just seems to think that because Scott Brown's no there, he's the captain now. Does he need? Is that what he needs to do now?
Aye, stuck into that role. No.
Aye, I mean, look at the goals outside the box and that McGregor scored when he first burst onto the scene.
Yep, aye, definitely. But as I say, it's a rarity now for him to score. But we've got somebody there that can do that in Awata. That's the thing.
Aye.
We've got somebody that could take on and do the kind of dirty side of the game and the job, and let McGregor go forward and try and create, rather than coming back to take the ball after the defenders and starting his shouting and pointing. He's not as influential playing that kind of CDM role as he would be taking the game by the scruff of the neck and being attacking.
Aye, pulling the strings further up the park.
Yep. So, no, it would definitely be. I would like to see Awata get in there, but I just don't know what he's got to do to get a game.
It's another kind of strange one, isn't it?
Aye.
You know, we don't see them in training and stuff like that, but any time he gave his chance, he's never let us down. You know what I mean? He's always showed up well. If players are, and I keep saying it, if players are turning up And I mean, a lot has been on there, and he's never let us down.
No.
I don't think there's anybody that would say that they've not been impressed with it. They've seen fair lot and would like to see Merriam. And so, what is the thinking? What is Rodgers' thinking in this when he sees that the midfield is there is a definite imbalance in that midfield that needs to be addressed, because we can't get into the Champions League next year again with Cal McGregor playing the CDM role.
No, definitely not.
Because that is what I've said it for the last 2 years or whatever. That's one of the weakest parts of Celtic in Europe is playing Cal McGregor in there. And it pains me to say it, but see if you look back at the performances and that, he's actually been one of our worst players.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? And it's unbelievable that one of our best technical players that we know is a cracking player and can play up the park and what he's done for us as a player over the years. But for him to be one of our standout, worst looking players in the Champions League tells you that there's something wrong with the system, with the formation, the tactics, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, the way you look at it, mate, see if Cal McGregor was playing for any other team. Two things: A, we wouldn't be able to afford them, and B, that's not where he's going to be playing that position. That's not where he's technically he's a wonderfully gifted footballer. He's comfortable on the ball. He's got his head up. He likes looking for passes, but we're not seeing the best of him playing where he is. It's no fair in him, but it's also no fair in the club. But you'd have thought, at the end of the day, this is Rodgers' job. It's not saying it's on the line, but it's down to him. He's the one that's paid to make these decisions. So for players, if players aren't doing it in training or whatever, he's the one that sees the training every day. And you think yourself, I'm not saying that Awata is not a good trainer, but you think, what more does that guy go today to get a regular game? What is Rodgers seeing that we're no? For him not to be playing it, for him to persevere, putting Calmac in that kind of holding midfield role, where it's staying him an injustice because he's not getting the best out of himself playing there. I don't watch Scotland games. I can't be bothered with them. But anybody you speak to always seems to say that when McGregor plays with Scotland, he seems to play a hell of a lot better for Scotland than he does with Celtic. Now, you don't know if that's because he's got players running about him, better players running about him, or if he's got like some McTominay and McGinn that are there in beside him, making the job a lot easier.
A wee bit more. They're the muscle. They're McGregor's muscle. Aye.
Yeah, exactly. So
we can back you to what? Oh, sorry, on you go, Gia.
No, on you go. On you go. That's basically just saying that's where you've got maybe the boy Awata.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We talk about players coming in and grabbing their chances, right? Look, Scales, right? I mean, Scales. I can't think about Scales making a mistake really if he's come into the team that's cost us. Can you? Off the top of my head.
No.
He's played well enough and he's shown well. I mean, people are talking about, seen them on Twitter and that, or is it maybe they're actually talking about who's going to replace Scales because that forum's not going to last and stuff like that. You're like, give the guy a chance. He's not let us down. And until he lets us down, not even once or twice, because he's done well enough to be allowed to make mistakes. But Carter Vickers been forgave mistakes. The Scales will be entitled to be forgave the same mistakes. But it will not be because he's Liam Scales, do you know what I mean? But Awata's no came on and like grabbed the opportunity that the way Scales has, because he's not that kind of time. But for what we've seen to him, could he grab that opportunity to the level that Scales has?
Mm-hmm. No, that's the thing.
Evening, Jabber. Thanks for coming in again, bud. There's your big pal in there, Jerry.
Jabber in.
Aye.
A novelty. That's him. His missus must have given him the phone for 10 minutes. So, but no, back to what you were saying. Scales. Let's see where Scales has came from to where he is now. He will go through. He will have a blip. It's inevitable. He's not going to keep. Well, I wouldn't imagine him keep playing consistently as well as he has been. Considering last season he was at Aberdeen and previously before that struggling to get a game, and he was in the Irish leagues and all the rest of it. So he's it's a credit to him, to his determination and wanting to stick in and all the rest of it and knuckle down and take his chance. But we've got to we've got to expect that he will have a wee blip, but we can't just fire him out the side because one bad performance, because he's been our best defender this season. So I don't know what they're about to jump his back for and think about getting him, who's going to replace him.
Evening, Bobby, 1962. Thanks for coming in again, mate. Nice to see you. But it's just, again, it's a bit of snobbery, isn't it?
Aye.
It's like Greg Taylor, Ralston. It's easy targets when it's young Scottish guys and stuff, or Irish guys. Do you know what I mean? Guys like that, they're easy targets. Whereas, Carter Vickers makes mistakes and it never gets meant. Do you know what I mean? It never gets brought up.
Aye. I was one of the first ones that were saying, Liam Scales, he's never going to cut it at Celtic. Who we kidding here?
I don't think anybody would have argued with you about
that. No, I know, but that's how fickle football fans can be. Do you know what I mean? We're quick to write off people before you give them a chance. So it's I'm over the moon. But he's the same as. I didn't think Matt O'Reilly had the greatest of seasons last year. I've said it 10 times.
No.
Him and Scales at the start of the season, if somebody had said, "Oh, they're off, they're away," I would have right, any problem. But see now, if the two of them had to leave in January, you'd be gutted.
Aye.
So it just shows you it's football turns around quick. You can be at the top and be at the bottom in a blink of an eye. So it's all about the next game. You're only as good as the last game you had. So, no, it's Scales. I don't think there's much to worry about with him.
And I think he's the type of guy, just reading, as I said, I mentioned some interview I read with a guy, I think it was an Ayr United player that knew him, and I read an interview he done about him. I don't think Scales is looking, I could be down in England in 2 years.
No.
This is kind of, you know what I mean? I mean, he went away to university. He didn't become a professional football player until he was 22 or something like that. I think we know his first professional club.
Aye. No,
I mean, and to come to that kind of level to where he is now, and again, fair play to him, because he's even shown out in the Champions League for us. He's not put a fit ring in the Champions League or anything, really, which is a great testament to the guy. For working that hard to get to that level.
We said that in one of the pods before, mate. I think it was after the draw, the first Atletico game. I think we'd said that had they really put a foot wrong and he's went for playing for Aberdeen, then we're into he's playing the Champions League and done really well. So, and I know, although Taylor's getting it in the neck, there is no chance I would like to see I'd put Scales at left back. I just don't think. I think he's better in the centre. I've not seen him at left back, and I know a few boys have said that was where he played, but I just can't see a big lumpy boy like that playing at left back.
Aye, it's a kind of, I don't think I've ever seen him playing at left back either. And it seems to be some people say, you should give him a chance, and other people are saying, oh no, he was always going to be like the left side at centre back. That was always going to be his kind of role. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, again, try it. Why? See like the more a night. Maybe try. See like that's what I would do for a kind of damage limitation type of game, like something like the more a night. That's when I would look at playing like Scales as your left back. You know, he's a decent enough defender, but he's not the best at defending. He's better going forward. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So why not play somebody like Scales at left back with like Narowski or Lagerbielke or whoever in the side, Carter Vickers? But the games that we need to try and park the bus, because for me that's the only way we're going to ever get anywhere in Europe. We're going to have to learn today what we've done even under Lennon and Stratton and O'Neill. Park the bus when we need to against these teams that we know they'll get better players than us. We know that they'll get more honours and more money than us. So you've got to go to these games and approach them the way Motherwell approached the game on Saturday.
I've said that before. I've no objections as going to doing that. Park the bus and trying to get a result. I mean, it served other teams wonders doing the exact same thing. But I'm no for taking our best. Well, so far I'd say this season our best defender out his natural position and moving him out to the kind of left-hand side for somebody else to come in. I'm not a kind of fan of that. I think Scales has deserved to stay where he is. But if we were going to go for... I could understand if Rodgers went down that route to put him at left back for a game like this, the damage limitation to try and get a result. With him, David Taylor.
Even go with like a 3 at the back.
I think like a 3-5-2.
Aye.
See, like that. I think that's the only way we're going to see the likes of Vickers, Scales, and Lagerbielke, Narovsky in the same team. That's the only way we're going to see them. Because I think Scales and Vickers have got the 2 centre half positions nailed on. And I think Phillips, he's going to be off ski in January.
I think so. He's done what he's here for. He was only here because we had an injury crisis. If he'd got a chance in showing out, we'd maybe have made a move for him, but it's not worked out. He'll get back down to Liverpool and that'll be that.
Aye, that's it. So, no, that's you see, he's done his job, which thanks and goodbye.
Aye.
So, is they both of them back fit, that Lagerbielke and
I'm sure the 2 of them are fit,
Aye, both of them back fit. So, there's no point in having a lone player here when you get 2 boys that are in the books, keeping them out of the team are paying a wage for somebody. It's something loan. So now you hunt him.
And people say, "Oh, how shite are they 2 when Scales is getting in the team for them?" But Scales says that's the kind of thing. But you can't just say, "Oh, we paid $4 million for him, right, Scales? Right, Liam, you're drapped, son."
No.
You can't do that. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, no. But see if he was a foreigner. If we had went and bought him, if you say an Italian team or a German, whatever, the people who may up for keeping him on the team and giving him a chance and all the rest of it. No, he's in that team in merit, nothing else. So you wouldn't be taking him out, him and Vickers. But I wouldn't mind the scene as going 3-5-2, because I think Johnson on the right or whoever would be fit enough. I don't even know. With Maeda's pace, if you could have him at the right wing back or whatever, but it'd be an option for us, especially if we were looking for a result.
I mean, we're sitting there talking about it, but let's be honest, Rodgers isn't going to do that, is he?
No, we know that, mate. That's
Aye.
He's not going to change it. But again, it's that 4-3-3. For me, I wouldn't say it's a Rodgers formation, but we'll wait and see. What about the Aberdeen centre forward? Would you take him?
Majowski.
Aye.
Depends how much money they wanted for him, Jerry.
Aye. If you'd toss up a him and Shanklin, who'd you take?
I'd take that Majowski 100%.
Aye.
I mean, for a start, it's what age is that, Shanklin?
28, I think.
See, 20, Majowski's 24, I think somebody put on the forum earlier when they were talking about signing him.
Yep.
No, I would rather take Majowski.
Aye.
But we chinks put up on the forum, I'll be better hurry up and sign out Majowski or he'll end up at Ibrox. There's no way he'll end up at Ibrox.
Nah, they've not got the poppy for him.
No, even that. I mean, see, even if Celtic phoned up and says how much you want for him, it'd be like, aye, give 3 million or 3.5 million. If Rangers phoned up, aye, 12 million. You know what I mean? Aberdeen, they don't. I mean, you'll even look back at players that have left Aberdeen to go to Rangers and stuff like that. So it mostly be like when their contracts expired and stuff like that. Aberdeen just don't like doing business with Rangers.
Aye. No, I mean, we were talking a few weeks ago about that Majowski and the other big boys at Duke.
Aye, Duke,
front.
aye.
And that big boy Duke likes to put himself about. But then that's all you seem to hear is.
Aye.
I mean, I was talking to a Hearts fan.
He's not scored. He's not. See the last few games I've watched him. He's not been. See last season I thought he was a cracking little player, but he's not been as good this season. That big Duke.
Aye, nah, I agree with you there, mate. I agree with you there. But I was talking to a Hearts fan today, and he was going about Shankland this and Shankland that, how good a player he is, but he thinks he's going to end up at Leeds. So that would suit me. I think he would do a job for us, but I don't think. I think if I had to pick the three of them, the two Aberdeen centre forwards or Shankland, I'd have went with him. Majowski.
I can't see that Shankland going to Leeds.
Nah, we hear but he says that Leeds are in sniffing about.
They'll be looking to get promoted back up to the pub league, surely.
Aye, no.
So do you know what I mean? So they're going to get. Well, I don't even know where they're on the table or that, but I take it they'll be near the top in there in that championship. They're not going to turn up the pub league with Lawrence Shankland as our number 9, surely. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, no. The only good thing about Shankland is if we ever get any more penalties, he'd more chance of him sticking at the back of the net than the rest of them.
Aye. I see their Bobby saying Shankland will go to the Clan. See, I could see them going for him.
Aye.
That doesn't worry me, it really doesn't.
I don't know, I think maybe at the start of the season he'd have been more their type of player when they were going for all these strikers. I think the ship's maybe sailed for him, gone there now.
Because they need to get rid of the ones they've got to sign them.
Aye, okay, exactly. But that's their worry. What about the AGM? You going to want to talk about that?
Aye.
About it? I seen JFP was absolutely over the moon. Whoever went on it as usual.
I emailed him to see if he was coming on the night, but he must be busy. He didn't really get back to us, and he's on the live chat.
Aye, no.
AGMs are just.
He put up. See on the forum, he put up some fantastic points. That's what I was saying. If he had come on, it would have been brilliant for him to take over it again. I take it he must go to these AGMs quite every year. I
don't know. I honestly don't know if he goes to them or no.
Aye,
you can read every word of them, the transcripts of them, so you kind of know what's going on them. But
it's the same regurgitated shite every year, isn't it?
It's a bit of a pantomime.
Aye, exactly.
Because see, as long as they guys up on that stage have got all the power, there's nothing's ever going to change.
And it's the preempted questions and all the rest of it as well. So you come at them they further forward because I don't think the ordinary punter on the floor gets to challenge them or ask any questions.
You get a chance to ask questions and stuff like that, but that's it. You can ask something and it gets just like you get an answer and then that's it.
Aye.
There's votes to keep the board in place that the fans can't get in about because they've got all the votes tied up for themselves and stuff like that.
Aye.
You know what I mean? It's like you'll go and you'll get wee guys and they'll stand up and they'll feel all important and stuff like that because they asked a question at the AGM, but they'll get a smart ass answer off of one of them and then that's it, all done and dusted. You don't really find out anything. It's a bit of a PR stunt and box picking exercise. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, I've always kind of gathered that. I've never ever been, but I wouldn't even claim I've no MD's been, but for what you can, the gist of what you can get, it's exactly like you said, it's the pantomime. And you're not further forward with. I don't get me wrong, they're not going to give. They're always going to play their cards close to the chest, but you do want a wee bit of transparency to see what way the way the club's moving. But if it's gone,
but I mean, you will get answers to some questions, like Roger's talking about transfers and stuff, and saying about how he went back and said no, he's got a say in transfers and stuff like that. But I will say this about the Celtic fans, by the way, at the EGM and that. The fans on the floor will ask difficult questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll get battered away. Like it's like if you ask a politician a hard question, you get that kind of answer. Whereas, see the other side of the chat in that, see their EGM, you're not allowed to ask the board any awkward questions.
Yep.
You even get, do you know what I mean? You get hounded even for the floor. See, look at their EGM if somebody got up and said something about, well, that transfer window was a disaster for us. We spent this and we spent that. And then 3 months later would they sack the manager after gutting the bank with all the transfer fees and stuff. You sack the manager that you let run the money. He'd get booed down after other fans. Do you know what I mean? There's a video on YouTube of Andy Cameron getting attacked at a Rangers AGM because they brought up something about them why they don't sign Catholics or something like that. See that daft Andy Cameron, a comedian? Honestly, there's a video on YouTube and he asked a pure awkward question at a Rangers AGM. The next thing they were all round about him and all that, giving him pure grief.
Aye. Must have been the funniest thing he's ever done.
But I mean, Celtic fans, they've all got up masker questions, but it doesn't mean you get a politician's answer and that's that done and dusted. It's never going to ring any changes. And as I said as well, one of the things was Dermot Desmond's son came out and saying that they're no selling these shares. I've said that for years to you, so you know what I mean? It must be that son that I know guys that play golf and that with him. And that he's Celtic daft. Is it Ross he's called?
Yep.
He's like us, he loves Celtic, do you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that when Dermot actually, I don't mean he dies or anything like that, but he's him the reins, he's him the reins to run the club. I'm hoping that's maybe a kind of, well, maybe we could spend a wee bit more or take a wee bit of change of direction and push on a wee bit. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a bit of dafty when it comes to Celtic. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. He's I knew I didn't think they had ever wanted to sell him. I knew that he'd said he was wanting kind of a family dynasty type thing, which is fine, fair enough if they've got the best interests of the club at heart. I don't mind that at all. But it's some of the other shite you hear when these AGMs about the questions that they're no answering that you want answered. I heard. I think it was JFP or one of our boys, Bawz, had put up about the progression in Europe. They want to be consistent. Was it something like that? Do you mind what we're talking about? They want more consistency in Europe or something.
Probably. That's the kind of things that the last guy.
Yeah, I think we've been consistently shite every year. I mean? It's the same old. It's either we need to do better, but how are we going to do better? You can't just keep saying every year, we need to do better. What are we going to be doing to do better? Are we going to be spending money?
That's the thing. Good night, Martin. Thanks very much for coming in, bud.
Cheers, Martin. Night, mate.
I've said that for years as well. It's like you sit and even this they're going about. They've been on about we're a Champions League level club and act like it. Then start acting like it.
Aye.
It's easy enough to sit there as you what you're saying there at the AGM. We'll just need to work away and try and progress. Well, what are you going to do that? Let us know what you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest, right? We've got £71 million in the bank. We're not struggling really, but with a dodgy result on Saturday, but we'll still win the league in Scotland. Europe's been another disaster.
Mm-hmm.
The transfer window, I'm not saying it was a failure. It's questionable. It could have been a hell of a lot better, but it could have probably been worse. But is it just going to be the same again next year? Do you get what I mean? Is it we're spending money doing up Barrafield? What's that for?
Yep. No.
Why is that money getting spent in Barrafield?
No,
for women's football.
I was going to say you don't mention that. Don't mention it. It's nothing. It's not nothing to do with that. Hopefully, but no,
but it is.
No, I know, but I agree entirely. The transfer window was rotten. You look at the players that we brought in and the players that if you put a first 11 on the pitch, everybody injury free, who'd be starting? It's no great. We've still got the two problem areas weren't addressed. Where shoulder injury away for Kyogo for the season been a nightmare. So the transfer window was rotten, and that's got to drastically improve for this. January's always a hard month to try and get players in, but we'll need a striker. But we really need to make sure we've got our targets identified and get them in the door sharpish come the summer. But I wasn't see all this about all the shit you heard about them maybe going to break the transfer record. I couldn't really care less about that. If we break the transfer record ever or not, it's more about the kind of who we get in.
Well, the goalkeeper at Lavakovic and that the wee Brazilian guy Tete. They would have broke the transfer fee and they'd have massively improved the team.
Yep.
You know, Kieran, we need to accept we're not a Champions League team. The board will never plough enough money in. If the board plough money in to buy success, we'll end up with the zombies. But it's not the board's money.
Aye.
That's the difference between us and them, Kieran. They've got £70 million in the bank. We don't spend the directors' money. We don't need loans and all this carry on. You know what I mean? This is money that the club's generated that we're talking about spending. No, it's no Dermot Desmond's money. It's no Peter Law's money. It's nobody in the board's actual money. We don't need the owners. We don't need a penny after Dermot Desmond to make money every year.
I agree with him. We are not a Champions League team. We'd like to think we are, but we're nowhere near that level. I mean, see right now Europa League level. Well, there's Bobby just said exactly the same. We're a Europa League level team.
But it's going to be difficult to get into that now. It's going to be see what next season once the changes in this Champions League come in.
Yep.
Right, I think you're playing 8 games, so it runs to the end. It runs to the end of January.
Yep.
There's no drop down.
No.
So see between all the Scottish teams that I mean, give the Huns their due, man. They're keeping the coefficient up. Give them their due. They're keeping the coefficient up. We're claiming the Champions League spot. We're happy enough for that. But if that automatic qualification gets took away, then Celtic will need to play. Even if they win the league, they'll need to the league winners will need to play qualifiers, and that's the only way that you'll end up in the Europa League again. So then it comes down to what I've said for years on the forum. I've said it on podcasts and everything. Do we want Celtic to be in the Champions League like some old prostitute that will just take a pumping for the amount of money you're getting? Or do you want to fall down to the Europa League and be more competitive but not make as much money?
Catch-22, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the money in that Champions League, especially once this new format comes in, it's astronomical.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is, see if you're taking your pumpings for a couple of seasons, you're taking the money, taking your pumpings, but you're going to progress. And you're going to spend the money. Aye. I can understand it. I mean, we were talking, was it last season or this year, with the Club Brugge situation, how much money they've spent. Now, they were in the Champions League for, 3-4 years before they actually could do anything and start competing in their groups. And that was all down to them having to kind of readjust, take stock, get the money in and get their house in order.
Sort out other stuff. But we don't need other stuff sorted out.
No, but
that's the annoying thing with me, Jerry. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was going to say. This is what the thing that pisses you right off is we've had the platform to try and progress for a while. See, when they were doing in the lower leagues or whatever, we had the chance then you could take your eye off the ball a wee bit with regards leagues and cups and try and do something in Europe that way, but with no. But this is
imagine if we even go to like out were 9 in a row there. Imagine we'd got even 5 Champions League group stages out of that. 4, even going the poor side of 50%. Imagine even just getting 4.
Yep.
And just
the home and dry.
Again, is the board just happy enough to be the big fish in a wee pond? Is that the ambitions of this Celtic board?
Aye, we've said that a million times. It's Europe where we should be trying to gauge ourselves, mate. Because the league, we should be strong enough every season to win that league. And it's Europe we should really be looking to compete and get. That's the only way that we're going to attract better players. And it's the only way for the players that we've got to progress is doing well in Europe. There's no point in winning this league every year and you can't progress at all in Europe. I know the league's bread and butter, but
this new format, I put it up on the forum, but just I can't remember if I'm right. Somebody in the chat maybe know if I'm right or wrong. But you get this new format is just like one big league, and you get drew against teams.
It's like home, four away.
It's still in pots. It's still in pots in that, but you get drew against teams. But then I think it's the top 8 get through, and the rest of them play like a 2-legged playoff.
Is there not something with a third place? No.
Oh, but that's the thing. There's no kind of third place. I'm sure it's just one big league.
Right.
Aye, and I'm sure the first 8 get straight through to the kind of knockout stages. So I think a couple of them are bottom 4 right out, and the rest of the kind of mid-table ones, they'll play a 2-legged playoff against whoever they get through with. So I bet you luck in that. I mean, surely God Celtic are going to end up in the very scumbag boat with that they get straight out of it. Because that would be embarrassing when you think about some of the other teams that you're going to actually likely get in there.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So you're hoping that maybe even with a bit, we can at least get into that playoff round, and maybe with a wee bit of luck we can get through. But
you're a wishful thinker. That's it.
Aye. Kieran saying he doesn't understand it. It's a bit confusing. We'll understand it better as it kind of plays out next season, Kieran. Do you know what I mean? It's just because you're only reading about this, and when you try and look up on Wikipedia, it's all this draws this and this will play this and that you'll play this and stuff.
What do you think the Green Brigade will be back for then?
For when?
Fucking next season's Champions League.
Aye. Something will be sorted. I don't know. I didn't want to hassle Welsh when he was in his video to Italy and that, but I saw a few folk on Twitter and that saying that I've heard that they'll be back for the Hibs game.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or no, but something's got to give.
Of course. It's I wasn't at the game on Saturday, but my pals and that were there saying the atmosphere was like a morgue. It was horrendous. I watched it on the stick, so I was busy a bit. Everybody was saying to me the atmosphere was shite. It didn't sound the greatest. You're watching it on the TV, so you're hoping. I thought
Saturdays was better than the last game against Aberdeen. Against that game against Aberdeen, you could hear the players shouting at each other and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know.
I mean, I could put people. You see all the older guys on the forum and that. The atmosphere at Celtic Park was amazing long before the Green Brigade was. Aye, back in the 80s.
Aye.
You go back before the Green Brigade. Back, you know what I mean? Just a few years before the Green Brigade got that corner and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere was shocking.
Yep. Aye.
And I keep saying it, and I say it on the forum to everybody and that. There's far too many Celtic fans go to Celtic Park and they just expect the Green Brigade to be like part of their match day experience. It's like it's their job. It's their job to entertain us. It's their job to provide atmosphere and that. Well, they'll sit there filming them and taking pictures of them to put on social media and stuff like that.
Aye. No, I know.
Whereas years ago, everybody in the ground was singing.
Aye, that's the only kind of rotten thing. Everybody does wait for the Green Brigade to start it with the noise, but it's Bawz. I seen him in the forum champing it a bit to get them back and campaigning. Well, not campaigning, but he's going on about how them and the boys are the ones that they are Celtic the new with the atmosphere and the way that they lift the players. But you definitely notice it when they're not there. I feel we're not as good.
Oh, definitely. Whether you agree with a point surveyor, you agree with pyro, no pyro, whatever, you can't deny that the Green Brigade and even the boys bring they are the atmosphere at Celtic Park.
Aye. Did you see
I've said it before. What they should do is see the opposite end of the North Stand. They should put the boys see where the Green Brigade section is, that rail section. Just put another one at the opposite end of that.
Yep.
And put the boys in there and open that as another rail section. And that would help kind of even balance the kind of noise in the atmosphere a hell of a lot better. It's a bit shite the boys are stuck away up in that corner.
Yep. No. Did you see, I mean, after talking about that, the fines that were dished out? Remember for we were talking about how...
the UEFA ones, aye.
But you can't make it up, can you know? It's the stupid shit you get fined a lot of money for, and then the stuff you think was serious, they don't get fined.
Aye.
Fined a lot of money. You think who makes this up? Who thinks
Jerry,
$4 grand for this?
No other club really bothers their backside with this. See the way Scottish football, and even the media pounds on, or Celtic's getting fined off UEFA, pardon me, for this. Or Rangers under, right, fair dues, they get a staunch up for racism, right? That's a totally different matter. But see, see all these other wee shitey fines. Every other club's getting pumped with these every time they play a UEFA game.
Aye.
I mean, what was it? It was the Palestinian thing. I ended up my daft forum, and I think I spoke about it the way you on here, Jerry. And I'm sure it was Feyenoord fans.
Yep.
And they get
they were laughing.
Aye, but they get a fine for this wee toty thing. It was like the Green Brigade skull with the red circle with the stripe through it, saying "fuck Celtic," and they get a fine out of that. And they're all joking about it and saying, "Oh, actually moved up a spot in the UEFA fine leagues this year, this season." Nobody cares about this apart from Scotland. It's just because it's just part of a money making scheme that UEFA. It's a racket that UEFA uses just to make money. That's how. And somebody asked on the forum a while back, and I get Ed too to answer it. And that's where this money goes to. And this is the money that UEFA uses to fund grassroots football. That's where this money goes to. See all these fines, that's where it goes. It goes to fund grassroots football. So UEFA fining clubs. Celtic get fined for having a sponsorship thing too big on a bib years ago.
Yeah, I remember that, mate. Do you
know what I mean? And I've said it before. They've been done a few times as well for people blocking stairways and that, right? Well, the UEFA delegates sitting in the old stand. They're sitting in the south stand. So that's where they're seeing people blocking stairways. It's not that, fines like that, nothing to do with Green Brigade, nothing to do with anybody. That's where that UEFA delegate's sitting and seeing that. So that's in the snobby seats. Right. They're just pointless fines. It's a few grand here, a few grand there. UEFA's never shut down a section or a stand or said you need a closed door game or anything at all that any Celtic fans have really done. The pyro, I mean, they can't start banning but closing stands or pyro. They'll be doing it all over the place.
There's the Bishop in, man.
Send him that link. Aye.
Get him that link now, immediately. But no, I agree with you, mate. I don't get too het up on the fines, to be honest. It's a couple of quid that we're better off in our pocket. But see, all in all, man, I used to love seeing the pyros at games. I can understand, Daniel, but used to see when you're a kid and or whatever you're watching them, man, you used to think it was brought. See, even if we one of the things it doesn't bother me too much, to be honest. Is that John in?
No, not yet.
No.
I love it as well, but there's got to be as well. There's got to be a compromise of that. Surely there's got to be kind of safe pyro stuff.
Yep. Aye. Okay.
And even I was talking to Mikey about it the other day. There's John there. All right, John. Hi. Yeah, John.
I just hit the like button.
Can you hear us, Mark?
Aye, I can hear you, John. Aye.
That's fine. That's good.
Just what I was saying there, Jerry. I was talking to Mike about this, right? You know him and Jonas and that go to that Atalanta and Italy and stuff like that.
Yep.
They kind of, right, it's like, see, it's kind of accepted with the pie. You know what that's like here in Italy and stuff like that. But it's in a bit, there's no wains in that bit. Do you know what I mean? It's a case of, if you get into this section of the ground, you know what's happening, so you don't come in. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't realise that.
Aye.
You seen that thing the Green Brigade had put on that the club had actually openly encouraged them to use pyros?
Aye.
So it does add to the atmosphere, 100% it does. But the last thing you'd be wanting is some Wayne or whatever.
No, definitely no. You don't
no,
want
I'm
that.
up for it. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind trying it myself. It's a couple of years younger. Because I used to think that was you. Used to sit in that game with it was Skeletor Ed back in the day.
I'm saying nothing. How's it going, John?
Not bad. How's yourselves?
I
Good,
am all
mate,
good,
good.
bud. All good.
I was IT problems here. I couldn't go on. I could hear you, but I was listening on my phone. I couldn't get. I can't join with my phone. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I need to get my laptop, and it was wanting to reboot and clean up. And I've not been using this laptop much, so that's why I couldn't go in. It's just when I heard a couple of points you were making there, I thought I'll see if I'm going for 10 minutes or 15 minutes anyway. I'm up early in the morning, but I thought these are making a couple of good points. I thought I wouldn't mind having a wee word there.
Aye, no bother, John. You're always welcome.
Aye, I think a few things that you said, just going back with it, tracing all your steps. I don't know. I don't know what I would need to do to get a game in that midfielder in. You're right, McGregor's doing better for Scotland because he's not playing as a six. Why can't come in? I don't know. No, you don't move your current best centre half to left back. Doesn't matter the problems you've got. And Scales has been arguably our best centre back this season. I would say and agree with you 100%, Mark. He's no put a foot wrong. You can't criticise him. He deserves to keep the jersey. But what I would say is that even his stats are showing that he's no better or no worse than Starfelt was. But he's no in the same league as Vickers, although he's probably not had his best season either. But so I think the guy, he's there in merit. He's there in merit and deserves to keep the jersey. But I think moving forward, you would need better. You would need better than anything that you've got at the moment. The question is you've spent $7.5 million in two centre halves that can't get near the team. But don't let me get back to the last recruitment window, eh? But it was when you were speaking about the AGM there as well. As I said the other day, Jerry was mentioning the points. You know, we've got to the point. This is no funny anymore.
No.
It's it's actually almost worse than it was way back to the Kellys and White's time, because they weren't holding themselves up to be the epitome of business acumen. But these bastards are, and for me they're failing in every respect. The whole AGM thing was a utter embarrassment. The Rangers jokes,
Aye.
Guys.
Do you go to the AGMs or that?
No, I just read the kind of minutes here, the transcript, and what was talked about, and I thought, I went to your job. Never mind, leaving the crank the Rangers jokes to us in the stands. It was that's what made me wake up. It was when Jerry said, "How you doing, Jerry? All right."
Good, John, yourself.
Aye, hanging in there. When you said there about consistency, Mr. Law's got the audacity to come on there and say, all we need in Europe, the only problem we've had with the last few games here, and the failure that we've had this season, is all we need is to be more consistent. I mean, there's a 2-word answer to that if I'd have been under him. Fuck off, Peter. You were chief executive officer.
I thought it was going to be spend money.
You can argue about what position and what authority it has just now, but he was CEO for 18 years of the 20 years where you failed to bridge that gap.
Yep.
Between us and the best in Europe. We're no, Celtic supporters are no daft. We know we can't go here and spend 25 million, 20 million in a player, marquee signings. We've had this debate, but you're not going to tell me that we couldn't have signed a goalkeeper, a left back to replace Bernabe to challenge Taylor, a centre defensive mid, and a striker that would have improved the first 11 in that one. And they failed. They failed, and they're strutting about that AGM like the dog's bollocks. You know, it's irrespective of what politics lies. You know, it's almost as if you know, pontificating with a big stick to batter the Green Brigade with.
Yep.
I think you can look at yourself before you start looking at yeah. It's actually got to the point now. I didn't buy it. I'll feel better when I get this off my chest. You'll see why I want to take him on now. Let's say, it's the first year I've not bought rankings. Probably because I can't do the early mornings. The late, we're not back here. By the time we get back here, it's 11 o'clock midnight type thing. And my laddie's up. My laddie's up at 5 o'clock in the morning as well. And I don't fancy the dark o'clock walk myself.
Walking through Beirut at that time.
Try to get a train for Carlington again, back to Airdrie again. I'm not up for the cup now for doing that at dark o'clock. But probably that's probably 70% of the reason. I would probably have done it had the board have shown a bit of business acumen, a bit of ambition. I mean, bankers on record as saying we're lucky just to be there. That's success. There's a massive gap here between the board's aspirations and the fans. If somebody was going to buy Celtic tomorrow, they'd be saying, right, let's see your 3 years business plan. Well, your manager's in place. That's the points we were making, Jerry, that you were talking about. Yep. You'd be saying, what's your aims and objectives? Two different things. Your aim. What's the big picture here? What's the general direction of travel here? Now, what's the objectives towards that aim? And with that, what I meant was we intending signing 2 quality players that would improve your starting 11 this year, as the manager's been screaming out for. Is it to buy 2 this year, 3 development players, 2 to build on it and try to get to the point where we get out of this rinse repeat reset to fucking zero every year again? Where's your business plan, board? Where is it? What's how are we going to measure our performance towards these aims and objectives? How are we going to identify our film? How are we going to improve our no film? Basic fucking business business questions you should be asking, but no. And we're at the point now, just staying ahead of the Rangers is where it's at here, eh? The crank the Rangers jokes. That just about. We're actually, you know, that game on Saturday as well was absolutely dire. You know, and as I've said, I'll finish with this one. I'll say what I've said before. I still don't get the Rodgers bit. I don't get what was in this for Rodgers. He certainly didn't come back to take on 9 projects. He said from day one there, he said he wanted power, quality, and experience. That's what he said for his first interview, and he get none of that. He get none of that in that window. And we've gone to the point of him saying. Then in the middle of that, we had I just coach the players they give me. And now we're at the point where he's telling us he gets the final say. What one is it?
Yep.
What one is it, Brendan? And I didn't want Brendan here, but I backed him. He's not to my nose was bleeding. He's a Celtic manager. I think he was the best man for the job. I think he's an elite coach. I think he was massively let down, as you'll know, said repeatedly by the board. The biggest question here is the business acumen. I actually don't think there's clubs on the continent with the same turnover and the same constraints league-wise that we've got that are making a better fist of making progress on the European stage. We've made none. We've made no progress in 20 years. The Clan's been at 2 finals since we were there.
Yep.
He's failed, and then we can bring him back again. We bring him back and we make him chairman. It's fucking lost. Excuse my French. It's lost on me.
It's just, John, maybe just like a kind of general staleness. When you look at, you look at the people on the board, and they've all been there for years.
40 years, Mark. They've got 40 years combined service between them.
Right.
I'm the high-flying businessman, but surely at some point, if you're running a business at that time, you bring in a couple of younger guys that are more modern, more better, more up to date with how things are run and stuff like that.
See if you're saying it's Dermot Desmond, and you're saying, and somebody say, where's the football brain in there? We've got a lawyer and an accountant. If you're sitting in there and you're Dermot Desmond, and you're saying, you know what, mind the guy that was CEO for 18 of the 20 years that failed for 2 decades, we're going to fucking bring him back and make him chairman. What would you be saying? You'd be saying, no, I don't think that's the way to go here, eh? You need, non-executive directors resigning every 2 years. You need a football's changed. How many times we spoke about it? You know, how much has football changed in the last in the last 2 decades? We can't even. Somebody asked on the banter piece, which was a good question earlier on there. What is the recruitment? What's the word I'm looking for here? What's the decision-making progress? Is Rodgers identifying them? Is Rodgers identifying them, and then your man? Is it Lowell? Is it Martlow's job?
Aye.
Baby
Lowell.
What's the decision-making process? Do you know the reason that we don't know? Because they don't fucking tell us. And we're the reason. We're the reason that Celtic's got 72 million in the bank.
Aye, that's what I said. I just said that to Kieran earlier. We could end up like Rangers if the board need to put money in, but we don't need the board money.
Well, I tell you,
Kieran earlier.
I tell you one thing I'm beginning to worry about, that I don't even know if they're bright enough is joining the dots here with this. One, Steve, I've decided I'm not buying the Champions League tickets because a lack of ambition. We know for years they've always known that there was always somebody lining up there to take your ticket. If you didn't take it, will that continue? Okay, if there's a second man to take my ticket, once he gets pissed off getting humped in Europe every year, will there be a third man? In terms of attracting players and attracting managers, who wants to go to Atletico Madrid and get pumped 6-0? Nobody likes getting embarrassed. It's come and play with Celtic, play in Europe, getting pumped 6 times. We've no won we've hardly won a game.
It'll be 8 times next season, John.
Do you want to go? Do you want to turn up at Celtic Park in a winter's night, having to walk back to Carrington, get a train to watch you getting pumped? Who's wanting to do that?
No.
I mean, guys see like Welsh. I mean, they're Welsh away to Rome and that. I'd have cancelled that if that was me, if I'd booked that. It's guys like that, honestly, it's guys like that I feel sorry for. See the Irish guys that are going up out their bed at 2 o'clock to come out here on a boat and all. Do you know what I mean? Welsh coming away up to Wales and stuff like that for games. It's the guys I feel sorry for. I mean, Welsh was not for the weekend because he was working, but there was a few of the guys that I've met through Welsh that were up for the game. And the guys have left. They've been out for Friday night. Friday evening to get up here in time to watch Celtic playing, and then have to sit and watch that shit.
But you think if you think about this from a business point of view, look at Celtic as a business model. Right? How long can they keep putting 60,000 people into that stadium that's paying? I don't know what we pay for a season ticket. Is it? I don't know.
£600 or something. The cheapest ones now, isn't it?
100%. And what are you on top of that for your Champions League packet? There was a guy who was on the other day. He's still got £82 to come out his account for what is effectively a dead rubber for the last game. Where's the? I think if the board are sitting there thinking that is a viable product, they want nothing to be better than the Rangers, and that's when they end. If it's just to be better than the Rangers, I think if that's what they're trying to sell is that they're missing, that they're not seeing the big picture. I don't think that long term that's a saleable product.
No, I totally agree with that, John. It's going to get monotonous and more obvious to even the most kind of ardent fan kind of thing that they're getting mugged off. As you said, you've not took your Champions League ticket. So Jerry pops in and buys it for his wife or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But then she gets scun up with gone. So as you say, who's going to buy it after that? Just to turn up. And again, you're turning up no Green Brigade, the atmosphere's dead. You're not even having an enjoyable kind of night out if you like a bevying into the football for a sing-song or that, or nothing. There's nothing enjoyable about turning up to Champions League nights.
They're losing a generation here with young lads running about here with Man United, Hearts and Liverpool. Ireland's the same. Ireland's not any different from here. Who's a young lad? My lad is old enough that he remembers seeing a good Celtic side, so he's got the bug. He's like me. He can't do anything about it. That's your team. Live with it, right? But my two grandkids, you just start to see. You see the attraction more towards the pub league. So there's no joy. There ain't no joy in watching Celtic in Europe. I mean, I listened to a couple of guys talking today, and they're talking about predictions for tomorrow night. 2-0 to Celtic, 3-2. I thought, who are you kidding? Celtic's aspirations in Europe ended. The night I was on the banter page when the fucking transfer window shut. That's when Celtic's aspirations in Europe ended that night.
Yep.
Good night, Thomas. Thanks very much for coming in, mate. Enjoy your shift, bud. I know, Jerry, you sitting there farting.
No, not at all, mate. No, I can't.
I tried to blame Grot Bags, but she's not wearing that. I don't know, Bobby, I keep hearing that. I know, maybe it's somebody's seat or something like that.
Well, might be. I've got my feet up on something, might be that.
Don't quote me in this, but Bobby's saying there that Brendan Rodgers is the worst manager record in the Champions League. I don't know if that's right. My understanding, and don't quote me, go and have a look at it. My understanding is I can't remember what way this round this is. Either a Neil never won an away game in the Champions League, or Bracken didn't. One of them won one, one of them won none, and I think Rodgers has avoided defeat in 2 or 3 occasions away from home in the Champions League, which is quite surprising. But it's, his tactics has may not been blanking him, but I thought his tactics in Madrid, surely you were talking about going to 3-5-2 the more. Surely you need to get more into the middle of that, into midfield there.
Yep.
You're needing Atletico Madrid. You'd 3 centre halves sitting in the bench. Why bring them on? Shut up, shop. It was embarrassment time you were trying to avoid. I don't think I've spoken to you since after that game. It was embarrassment time. Every time it could have been 10. They're even in Saturday's game. It's landed the fucking Giants against Motherwell, and we've got Taylor Martin, the biggest man in the park. We've got Hart star jumps. We've got and we've got he's got Phillips on the bench, a man that was brought in because he can head the ball for no other reason, and he doesn't change it. Talk about game management. What was all that about? So I really don't understand where I'm really concerned. One I've actually given up. I actually no longer. In fact, I know that I ever did, but it's just become extremely clear. The Celtic board do not have the acumen from a footballing management. I'm not talking about a business man. That talks for itself. They've got 72 million, albeit the points I've made. I don't think they've got a business plan. I don't think they've got a strategy. Why know how we're going to improve? What's their aims? What's their objectives? All of the above. And I think they're missing the big picture that they're lording over a product that's increasingly becoming less appetising, for want of a better. I mean, if I'm saying that, what's the generation coming behind me saying?
Yep.
That's no got Celtic in their DDA. That's no got green and white blood. Because
the youngsters are that much to turn their heat these days. Video games, films, TV shows, you name it. I mean, it was ball taking Saturday. It must have been one of the coldest days of the year so far. Do you know what I mean? So you imagine you take 2 young kids through there, they are all excited to go and watch Celtic, and they're sitting there in the freezing cold, and it's just Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's all dead quiet and moaning and groaning and stuff like that.
Mark, I just thought, I actually thought that the last transfer window just about finished me. In fact, did they finish me? The AGM just about did. I thought, you know, they would turn your stomach. They really would. It was an insult to your intelligence. Some of the stuff, and as I said, the Ranger jokes is just penalty Ranger stuff, just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
It was like when Will get asked about. Mind a few years back, he got asked about that 5-way agreement or something like that, and him claiming the history and stuff about it. And Mike Yarwood used to kid on he was Tony Blair. Do you know that impressionist guy used to be in the telly? That was Liverpool's joke at that. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying to Jerry when he was asking us what these AGMs are like. It's just you'll get a politician's answer. You can ask. I mean, as I said that earlier, John. I don't know if you heard. The Celtic fans do ask questions of the board, but they get back that way like a politician, and you never get a true kind of answer to it. Although the question has been asked, and that's basically where it is. It's just it's a waste of time.
I don't know Peter Law personally, but he seemed like he said to an old gentleman, "Have you been awake?" That's no any way for a man and a Celtic chairman to talk to a man that's paying his wages at the end of the day.
Yep.
That's a disgraceful comment. There was an old guy who was challenging them in the meeting, and I can't remember. Peter Lowell had given the bit about how the 72 million in the bank, the constraints of the league, all the problems that we're faced with, that we're still how well we're doing, and the guy had challenged them with on the basis of some of the points that I've made, and he'd said to him, "Have you been awake?" And that's not nice.
No.
See, John.
I don't know.
See if you turned and said that to somebody at a meeting at work, you'd get any bother for that.
Well,
absolutely.
Wouldn't you?
If you'd been sitting with your own man, and Peter Lowell had said to him, "Have you been awake?" You'd have had. I think you'd been on your feet.
Definitely. But see, the thing is, I'm making the joke about the penalty Rangers and all the rest of it. How, if he thinks it's a big joke, how's he not done something about it?
But they said they'd been talking again, but that's their usual part. We're saying this behind the scenes. Good night, Kieran, mate. Thanks very much for coming in again, bud. Nice to see you, mate.
All the best, mate.
I tell you what I think about them. I think it's. I don't think aspirationally or politically they could be further away from more of the fan base. But increasingly in terms of no one to speak out. I mean, I saw the stats today for, is that 3 managers, 68 games? It's a 2 year, 3 managers and 68 games. Rangers not had a penalty against them. And I'm thinking, you're right. No one to speak out. No one to speak out. How quickly they spoke out about the Palestine bit. Right enough. It's almost. It's like, guys. To me, it's like. You know, conservative and so much wanting to be so much almost wanting to aspire to be the establishment team, if you like. So you be talking about this club like no other, we're an anti-establishment team. Bollocks. We're probably an anti-establishment support, but you're not an anti-establishment club. It's almost as if they're desiring to be there. And do you know the sad thing is? The sad thing is they're never going to be the establishment club. Doesn't matter how fucking many arses it is, or how hard they try. Because see, the bottom line is they're always going to be Tigs and they're always going to be Irish, and that's the bottom line. So they're wasting their fucking time, even getting done that route. I feel better when I get this back off my chest tonight. You know.
Oh, fantastic, John!
Brilliant, honestly, John. You sit and listen to you all night.
I think for the bit you can park all that. If you park all the other stuff, whether you like them, whether you don't, it's the business side of it. As I said, the questions that we're getting asked and we're not answered at that AGM. What's the aims? What's the? Just repeating myself. What's the general direction of travel here? It's the what's the aim? What is the club's aim? What is it? Bankiers' qualification and getting pumped? Is it Is it to buy 2 bits of quality this year, maybe 3 the following year, building on a development potential with a strategy to make the last 16? What is it? It's
Well, you're sitting there, you've got Brendan Rodgers on the stage. Why not say to him, Brendan, you said you'd be here for 3 years.
Yep.
Coming to, I mean, I know it's only a few months into it, but we're kind of, we think kind of what's happening for next summer already regarding Europe and stuff like that. So that would be my question to Rodgers. Hey, Brendan, you said you were going to be in 3 years. Where do you want Celtic to be in these 3 years? Whether you stay or whether you leave, where do you want, or where do you expect Celtic to be in the next 2.5 years that's left of your 3 year deal?
100%. There's the points, Mark. We're thinking through them all verbatim. I've got them up on my phone here while I'm on my laptop. If you'd have been there, you'd have been in your rights to say, why was the former CEO brought back as a chairman? He failed for 18 out of 20 years to bridge the gap. Yeah. Why are we not injecting new board members with fresh talent? It's an echo chamber, as I said there. What are we doing to fill the ground, irrespective of who's wrong, who's right, which side of the Palestinian debate you're on? Who's doing something to sort out the fact that the team is suffering because of the lack of atmosphere, which was evident again on Saturday? What's the club's business aims and objectives? I said, who's responsible for it? What's the recruitment? What's the process? What's the decision-making process? Who signs it off? Who's fining them? Who's flagging up what we need? Because we bought fucking 9 wingers and 2 midfielders, and we didn't buy the goalkeeper, the left back, the centre mid, or the fucking striker that we did need. So who's responsible? How are we going to? How will these improvements be realised? What's your 3-year business plan? Peter Law had said all we need to do is be more consistent. And you fuck off, Peter. Excuse my French. But you were a CEO for 18 of the 20 years, and now you're telling me all we need. After that last transfer window that you panned in, and you're telling me all we need to do is more consistent after a 6-0 hosting. And how many times have we took a 6-0 hosting? Are there plans to recruit the experience and the quality and the power that the manager has repeatedly said that he's needed to make us more consistent? Will the board back the new manager in the January transfer window? Because you failed in the last window. And that was known that the automatic qualification for a Champions League was coming. And I think my last point in that one there was the experience recruited in the recent seasons during the former Spurs managers' reign. Hart, Juranovic, Giakoumakis, Maida, Kyogo, not to mention Jota and Vickers. They were all signed with no laws in the building. Is that a coincidence?
Yep.
Or is the plan here just rinse and fucking repeat and the Looney Tunes here will just keep turning up and throwing their money at you?
That's exactly it.
Howling. It's absolutely howling, Jerry. It really is. It's we went for a pint before the game on Saturday, and we sat in there, and there was actually a vote. Like, it was that called to see if we went or we didn't go. It was a narrowly we went. And you're
braver than me, mate. I ducked it.
Oh, it was bold.
I was meant to be getting a ticket. I was meant to be getting a ticket, but it never materialised. And I was actually quite glad because it was that cold. I would have been just sitting there, stoning there, freezing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you wouldn't have sent the hands out in that. It was fucking absolutely Baltic, man.
But that's the thing. You're sitting there. That's what I'm saying here, Jerry, John. Look, you take a couple of young kids here, and then you take them home, and their granny or their mums like that. Come on, did you enjoy that? Nah, that was freezing. I'm not going back here. It was rotten. Do you know what? That's how my young kid would have seen that on Saturday.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing about it being, I mean, at the end of the day, football's meant to be an entertainment. You look at Celtic's board and the failures that you see there, then that's replicated right through the SFA. There is absolutely nobody here who's got doesn't seem to have any strategy towards youth development. They're standing there and they're letting you. They've just about obliterated the away day. The Rangers don't want you at their stadium. The Hearts don't want you at the stadium. Hibs are looking as you're thinking, fuck, where are you going here? We're trying to market this product.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's absolutely, it's shambolic. It really is. It's worrying. It's genuinely worrying. I think.
Need to get you in that board, John.
Oh, I think it lobbed at the AGM. I wouldn't have. And I thought, as I said, the worst.
Need to get John can be a new spokesman for the Green Brigade.
Aye. He's spot on, though.
Oh, definitely. John, I love John Camille, I really do.
See, with the transfer situation, he's hit the nail on the head. We're going in circles all the time. These projects and developments and all the rest of it, and then we'll try to auction off our best players every season, and then it's just repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
And that's how we're all got to progress.
You never get the chance to put the. I mean, Matt O'Reilly, the Matt O'Reillys of this world are going to be away. If they're not away in the January window, he's away in the summer, isn't he? So you're not having, you're not getting the chance to that window, that last window, was your chance to go and bring in. Go and pay the 9 million or the 10 million or whatever it was for the goalkeeper. He was only in his 20s.
Yep.
Go and find me a 26 or a 27 or a 28-year-old left back, centre mid, and striker that's a proven goal scorer. And you need to replace Giakoumakis. You've not done that. You think the experience? Rodgers is crying out for experience. You've lost. And we know we got him at the end. When he was coming to the end, but he done as a job. You lost Moy, you lost Giakoumakis, you lost Starfelt, you lost Jota, you lost Juranovic. Look at the experience you lost out of that team, and they bought fucking nothing.
Yep.
To get back into the Champions League, you know, the one thing you know that Brendan Rodgers got is this is a bit where I've still not got a handle on what's happening here, because he's I think we would agree there's an ego in there. Nobody likes going to getting pumped, and it's his. What's the word I'm looking for? It's his reputation on the line. It's his largely. I don't understand why he came back. I think I said before, he wasn't going to improve on his. He wasn't going to improve on his previous performance during his previous tenure. He wasn't going to improve. He wasn't going to improve on either the football that the Spurs manager played or the success that he had. The only possible place he could come. I was left with two things. The thing I thought it was I thought it was to come and genuinely make an impact in Europe. And in that respect, it looks to me at the moment as he was sold a pup. And I think the other part of the equation is genuinely, and that was evidence when brought him into James McGrory Park for the St Rock's game. I think there has been a genuine desire there to heal the rift with the Celtic support.
I think that's always kind of playing on his mind. He's mentioned it, hinted at it a few times, John, isn't he?
I think you're right, Mark. Yes.
And I think
he didn't need the money, Mark.
He can't do anything. I mean, unless he, falling on his knees, gnashing teeth and fucking put a bit of barbed wire in his leg like somebody at the Da Vinci Code or stuff like that. You can't expect him to do any more. But I totally agree with you. I think Rodgers he's just felt there's unfinished business up here. And I kind of agree with you. I mean, there was talks with the goalkeeper, Livakovic, and there was talks with Tate, and that for whatever reason it didn't materialise. And if other things had happened, would we be sitting here in a different scenario? Do you know what I mean? We'd be talking, we've been unlucky. We bought well in the summer.
Look at the games. I can't. My memory's getting terrible. But you look at the performances. If you take out the Atletico de Madrid pumping, all the other games, the loss away at Feyenoord when you're down to 9 men, and one. There's nothing in that game. I'm firmly of the opinion that they won 2-3 bits of quality.
Would have made all the difference.
Means you could have come back for Holland with something. Same with Lazio. Here that game was winnable as well. Atletico Madrid, particularly in the first half, we were exceptional. It's firmly the feud.
Apart from the pumping away to Atletico, it has been kind of fine margins in the Champions League, as you're saying, John. A wee bit of quality in 2 or 3 players could have made all that difference in the games.
100%. Mark, three players is a quarter of your team, 25% of your team. Just bringing in somebody that had been there, that knew how to grind these games out. And I bet you see the Atletico, you want to see your club doing that. 9 players around the referee went and made a red card. Going down as if there's a sniper in the group. Just the experience, just a master of the dark arts. We were just
been a wee bit cuter.
100%.
I've said I don't want this to become like to kind of cheating, rolling about the flare at kind of slightest touch, but just be a wee bit cuter when you do get fouled.
I was thinking
before you came on, John, we were talking about Mikey Johnson with that penalty on Saturday. If Mikey Johnson hadn't started bugging that referee, we weren't getting that penalty.
That's right.
That's, you know what I mean? So just right. You've got to, as you said, learn a wee bit of the dark arts.
I had a guy in here sorting my boiler. He did an apprentice with him. With the guy in fitting a carpet. He had an apprentice with him. With a guy in doing a joinery work, he had an apprentice with him. I thought, I know he's not employed by Celtic, because see, if he'd have been employed by Celtic, Peter Law would just have sent all the fucking apprentices. we need tradesmen. It's if you're sitting here as a Celtic supporter now, you're going to think that what we're doing now, we have done for 20 years, 2 decades, a third of my life, with the same people in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So if you and I and Jerry are claiming to be sane here, what would make us think that next year, when we hand over our 700 quid, it's going to be any different?
No.
No, and next year will be announced that we've got 110 million pound in the bank now.
That's right. And unless somebody starts to see the bigger picture about looking at the product that he has at Celtic and looking across Scotland as well, and looking at the whole thing that we're trying to sell here, and increasingly it's becoming a product that that's harder to sell to the next generation, the Celtic supporters, particularly when they've got the attraction of the public on their doorstep.
Yep.
And even when you look across the city, I mean, if you can imagine you're like a 20-year-old Rangers fan, are you going to still go and buy a seat? Right, you've went to the Fibber for your 10-year-old with your dad, you've got a season ticket. For the last 10 years, you've went to Ibrox. And then are you going to keep going there over the next 10 years when you're not winning? When you're not, do you know what I mean? We're talking about what Celtic fans are, what we're expecting as a club. But in the bigger picture of like the actual Scottish game, John, it's 100%.
Like
that's what I mean. It's like Aberdeen used to get bigger crowds, but then they don't win so much, the crowds fall away. Teams that get to a cup final, they're always wanting 50% of tickets, but they can't fill their 20,000 ground and stuff like that. So eventually there's going to be a tipping point for me. Or the full Scottish game. And it's either going to just crash and burn, or it's just going to become just like heavily like mediocre.
I think that's what I can see. I think that's the point, and I think that as businessmen and as owners of Celtic, I don't think they seem to be. Not only do they don't seem to have a business model as a club in their own right. I don't think Peter Law's obviously joining the dots here are Dermot Desmond and thinking, these guys, there's a question mark here about 60,000 of them continuing to hand over their dosh and tight economic times to turn up and watch us getting pumped, humiliated, year on, year out.
Do you see people on the forum, you see them on social media going about, we should knock down the South Stand and rebuild that? That's absolutely crazy. It was only under Ronnie Dyer to shut the top tiers because we weren't getting the attendances. You watch any game, I say it on the live chat, it's become a bit of a running joke on the live chat. Look at the amount of empty seats today.
Yep. I think it's. It's just. I just think it's. I think I say. I really think you're at a. You're at that turning point just now that you've got to look at the whole product. Right across Scotland, and it's concerning.
You mean Sky don't give a toss about the Scottish game. Apart from the derbies, they don't care. I mean, you can tell. I mean, the BT, the coverage under BT was the best I've ever seen for Scottish football in all the years of watching it on the telly. It really is with BT. But Sky, it's a kind of byproduct. Unless it's us against them games, they don't care. You can be sitting there watching. Fair dues, we're watching it in dodgy streams and stuff. You're sitting there watching it, and as soon as the final whistle goes, that's at the end of the game. If you want to see interviews of that, you need to turn it out to this other Sky channel that you probably not subscribe to and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Big Jerry's disconnected. And I keep saying as well, I mean, we should never have went back into that. See that Sky deal we signed, John?
Yeah.
We signed it, like, we still had, was it 3 years or something? And
yep.
I can remember it was Paul that said that Viaplay that took our Premier Sports, because of all the Polish football and stuff like that, Paul knew it was their Jerry back, yeah. And Paul had said that Viaplay had been looking at taking over the rights to the Scottish League. Once the contract with Sky finished, then the next time this new Sky deal had been signed. But surely you would even wait and see you'd wait till the last minute to see all the deals that's on the table.
Yep.
But see, even for this, the back to the away day thing there as well. Surely the SFA or whoever the SPFL, whoever's got the authority, surely somebody's got to be sitting Hearts, Hibs, the Rangers around the table and saying, "Hey, wait a minute here, guys. There's a bigger picture here than just no having Celtic supporters in the ground here. It's a spectacle. There's people all around the world want to watch that derby. You know, it's the jewel. It's the jewel in the crown in Scotland, isn't it? And you're letting it. You've just about wiped it out as a spectacle. 500 fans at Tynecastle as well. It's why is the authorities not getting the clubs around the table and trying to make that point? But fundamentally, I don't think they've got that. I don't think they've got that business acumen either.
No, it's just this wee man mentality, isn't it?
No, Celtic. See, but it's like with Celtic. Celtic is a big club run with small means. You've got lawyers and accountants in charge who are traditionally risk averse, and that's just become increasingly evident. I mean, where are we going to be in? Where's Celtic going to be in another 25-year time? You know, as I said, is the Marks and Jerrys and Johns of this world going to
28 in a row?
It's
28 in a row and still no win a Champions League game.
That's right. Still no win a game away from him. Peter Law will still be fucking chairman. He'll be 105.
Like Mr. Burns out the Simpsons.
And it must have mad. As I say, you can't criticise the fact that, you know, even the fact that I'm fed up seeing the one is you criticise them here like this, all you get is, would you like to be like the Rangers going out the game saying that? No, that's not the benchmark. The Rangers are not the benchmark.
No.
As I said, there's clubs with a similar turnover, similar wage bills to us in Europe that are making a better fist of this than we have been for a considerable amount of time.
And that's the thing as well, but we're spending our own money, John. We're sitting there with £70 million in the bank, you know, right? And I've said it in the last few podcasts, but would you or me or Jerry back, would any of the three of us here sitting moan if we only had £50 million in the bank, would we signed that the Croatian goalkeeper and we signed Tetty?
What would you have been better with? Would you have been better with Would you have been better with are you better with 72 million in the bank and no qualifying here, or would you have been better with 40 million in the bank, buying 3 bits of quality and qualifying for an extended? Having made a go at this year and securing the fact that you were going to qualify for an extended Champions League next year, because I mean, they are pants. I watched the Aberdeen game yesterday, and Aberdeen are dire. Absolutely dire. They are dire. I mean, I loved Bobby Robson as a player. In fact, I wish we could have one of them now. But Aberdeen's got better players than Barry Robson's got them playing just now. You could say the same way Hearts are, and this is all back to the whole ambition thing. Rinse, recycle, repeat with the same fucking old, tried, failed methods. Rangers, Hearts way, Naismith and Charles. Their players are better than he's got them playing as well. You can see the difference. You can see the very fact that Clements is getting a tune out of them, isn't he?
Yep.
And I don't see. I don't. Having watched them yesterday, they should have won. They hit the bar twice. The Aberdeen won out the rain half in the second half. All right, we can talk about the penalty one. Maybe come back on it that. But the bottom line is, I didn't see. I watched Celtic on Saturday and I watched them on Sunday. And I didn't see a million miles. Depending, and I see we've not got to January transfer window yet, right? You got to remember they've got a January transfer window the same as we've got one. That's another thing to remember. I didn't see a million miles. I didn't see a million miles between the two sides. I didn't see any reason why I should be able to sit back and think, you know what, this league's safe. We're not doing well in Europe, but this league's safe. And I don't see the reason for Mr. Law and his comrades. That's an unfortunate choice of word, right enough for them. Mr. Law and his comrades' complacency and their
I'd go to disagree with that, John. I'm not why the league's in danger. Nah.
But Mark, I watched Celtic on Saturday were absolutely.
I'm not disputing that fact.
I mean, you're going over here. You're going over here tomorrow night, right? And there's talking James Forrest and Mickey Johnson. You know, that's where we are.
Yeah, but that's because of injuries and because of suspensions and stuff like that.
That's right. But it's back to that point. You've got you had 9 signings in the window and you've got one of them starting.
I think you're right. I think you're bang on there, JFB. I think you're right.
The point I'm making is they're no brilliant, right? The Rangers are no brilliant. But what the point I'm making is all they need to do, they're better than everybody else, right? All they need to be is be better than everybody else and they'd be able to go head to head with us. And I've not seen anything this weekend that would make me think that's a certainty. If I was saying to you, I think Celtic will win the league. I think that Celtic has got enough. I think we've got enough quality if we can get our house in order and get our players back. That I don't think the league is in doubt. The point I'm making is I don't think it's a stick on that I thought it was when Bill was it.
No, I just can't see any chance even losing the league.
No,
I think the actual league is going to end up getting bigger over the coming months.
Good. I hope you're right, mate.
I mean, there's other things here. We've been praising Rodgers flagging the board as well, but you're at that game on Saturday as well. You've got Kyogo playing deep. For we all know that he's more effective after the shoulder. You've not got a winger. You've not got a winger at the club. The two wingers are. Palmer and Yang are coming inside, and they're coming in inside when Motherwell's playing with 2 banks of 5. Nobody. I watched the winger for 90 minutes or 100 minutes on Saturday. Not one winger got to the byline. Not one, and no once did any of the wingers get to the byline. And when anything does get in, they're cutting inside into a congested midfield. Kyogo's playing deep. Brendan Rodgers knows significantly more about football and tactics than any of us will ever know. Why does he not say, wait a minute here, we've went for a man that was scoring 37 goals a season here to he's in 4 touches in the one game.
Yep.
Because we're playing him out of position.
See, that's it. Mark, see that thing with having all that money in the bank? I couldn't care less how much money they've got in the bank. See, if we're not going to spend it and try and progress, and what's the point? What's it for?
What is
Exactly.
Exactly, Jerry.
There's no point in saying, 40, 50, 60, 70. It looks fantastic, but it's we're just deteriorating if we're not going to try and invest. And as you said, John, see if they had that bit of forward planning and thinking, spending a few bob to maybe try and get into the next round of the Champions League, and then to guarantee winning this league to then get into the Champions League again, you're getting that money back. Money back.
It's speculation when you've not got the money. It's investment when you do have the money.
Yep, definitely. So
that's a good point, John. That's the way you put it. I mean,
the Rangers are speculating now. They're spending money they've no got.
Mm-hmm.
And my bet, if I was a betting man, and I'm no, they'll spend money they've no got in January as well.
January, probably.
As I say, that's speculation. But when you're sitting with, you've got sitting with 72 million, you could have said, you know what, let's take 30 of that and we'll buy a goalkeeper, a left back, and a striker. 10 millions. No, I'm not saying you can buy a donkey at 10 million. I mean, I tell you who worried. I'm not even if it's Martin. And people on the banner pages will say, no, these people that are slagging Peter Law, or you're slagging Martin, or you're slagging is it Nicholson or whatever. The reason we don't know whether to slag them or no slag, they're not telling us what the decision making process is, what the recruitment, what the process is. Then we would know who it was at fault. But when you look at the last 3 transfer windows, would you trust whoever's making the decisions just now with 30 million? As I said, you're like Giacomakis, repeating myself again, Kyogo, Giacomakis, Maida, Moy, Juranovic.
But you can't, John, you can't sit and say Ange picked Juranovic, Matt O'Reilly.
But see
do you know what I mean?
Them, no, I can't say that. But see, whoever did pick them, it wasn't 2 laws because they weren't in the building. But they're in the building now. And we've had 2.5 disasters.
Was Lil in there when Matt O'Reilly that had signed in January, no?
I think I worked through the date. I worked through the dates and I'll stand to be corrected, but I think with all the players I've named, I think they were either there or thereabouts long before either Mark or his old man come back again.
Well, who did pick them then?
That's what I'm saying. Because they don't.
Because I said they're not. I mean, let's be honest. They're not like Ange came in and said, right, sign that Cameron Carter Vickers, the Spurs reserve, or sign Jota, the Spurs reserve. Or, do you know what I mean? Or was that down to the connection? I don't know. Mark Lowell again. I mean, Peter Lowell. They basically claimed the kind of. He made it come out Michael Nicholson, or he picked out Ange and stuff like that. But it came out it was Peter Lowell that pulled the strings to get Ange in.
Mm-hmm.
So was it Mark Lowell that was involved in them? I mean, they're definitely Ange probably people like Kyogo, they get the kind of the Asian market kind of thing, but you can't tell me that Ange picked out the signings like Carter Vickers or stuff like that.
I can't say that. I don't know that. The problem is because of the lack of communication between the board and the supporters, we don't know. The only thing we do know, it wasn't the 2 laws because they weren't there. That's and since they have been back in the building and the recruitment's been abysmal. And that would question me as if I am going to give them a. Am I comfortable giving 30 million to the guy that signed Kwon and brings in 9 players that can't get near the first team, 7.5 million and 2 centre halves. That's none of them is an improvement on Vickers or Scales, who I'm in agreement with you, Mark. Has done very, very well, and he's been fantastic. Great story to hear. But they brought in 9 players. None of them's improved the first 11, with the exception of possibly Palmer. Are we comfortable giving that person, whoever he is, 30 million and hope he's going to get it right? I'm just saying I've got a question mark over. I've got a question mark over.
No, I agree with. Oh, I definitely agree with you. Aye.
I'm not looking forward to. See, I can't even join the dots yet. We'll maybe get a lot of answers in January. I've not got my head around about what the whole Rodgers, what the whole scenario is here at all.
I'm a bit of an optimist, I suppose, but I just kind of get the impression that there was deals probably could have happened in the summer that didn't happen. I would maybe be talking about a different complete scenario.
I think you would have been.
Aye, but see what Rodgers said in his first press conference and stuff like that. It's no add up, John. I totally agree with you. Just contradictions. So I'm thinking was there deals that could have happened and maybe should have happened, but they've known that's kind of knocked the plans back. But I mean, for January, I'm not holding out much hope for January because it's a hard month to get deals.
100%. I'm bouncing between. I kind of depending on what you're trying to take in on a daily basis. I'm bouncing between Rodgers being promised the earth and then being let down massively. To as I said to you earlier on, there at one point, I can only coach the players that they give me. To his comments this week that he rubber stamps everything in the door, and I go between the 2 points, and the point is he just a yes man, and is an old pals act. We Dermot Desmond et al. And I don't know what the answer is now, but there's just something Disney stack up to me.
Aye, some of the stuff he's come out with, he's contradicted himself.
He has.
Come in. You know, and as you
repeatedly.
And geez, why not just be honest and say, look, there was a couple of deals we tried to get over the line in the summer and it didn't happen. But just you don't need to mention who they were, because that obviously there's all these, you know what I mean, you keep talks in the lowdown, we know how secretive stuff like that can be. But what I used to say was there were some players, Jerry back. There were some players we tried to sign in the summer, it didn't come off. Well, we move on, and it kind of.
Yes, mate.
I was saying there to Mark there, I don't know whether you could still hear us when we were speaking there, could you?
No.
I still just don't get the Rodgers bit, and as I said, I've bounced between thinking he was promised the earth at the start, and he's been let down massively with the board.
Aye.
We've
said this before.
I go between that to thinking, is he? Because he's contradicted himself all over the place. I just coach the players they give me. To this week, it's I've got the last say in who comes in, and at the back of my mind, sometimes I've got a wee question: is a wee doubt in my mind? Is he a Dermot Desmond yes man? Is this just somebody else that's towing the fucking party line here and treating us like mushrooms, just keeping us in the dark and feeding us shit? I just there's just something I can't just suss out what's happening here.
Well, we all know he's got an ego. I don't think for 1 second he's came here either to top up his bank balance in TAN or to just be happy to win that league. I genuinely thought when he was going back, it was all to do with doing something in Europe.
Yep,
and I know that he turned up at James McGrory Park. I was there, and he got a good reception. But for me, he's not the type of person that is going to come back here just to try and make amends and build bridges again.
As Mark said there, he said 2 things here, and they're both contradictory. He said, I can only coach the players they give me. And he said this week that he rubber stamps everybody that comes in the door. What one is it? It can't be the 2 of them.
No.
He done that with that marriage Fred. I mean, that winger was signed with all the press was saying,
he'd never heard you.
Aye, but Schwed came out and said that he spoke to him on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought before he signed.
Aye.
And people,
We
I
do know
mean,
he
that's one of the things.
We do know he tells porkies, don't we?
Aye,
we know
that's
he-
what I was going. That's what I was going to say there,
we know he
John.
tells
Aye,
porkies.
aye, that's
It's,
what I was actually going to say. But I
I
totally
don't-
agree with what Jerry says. Whether it was, but that press conference, he came out and he said all the right things, even what we wanted to hear about the team and getting on in Europe and stuff like that. But is it stuff with his control that's put us in this position? That's what I'm trying to say. There was players we wanted we didn't get. We could have went out and spent money on players that. Do you know what I mean? Or we were maybe like Lekovic, the goalkeeper, right? We thought we could get him, but we didn't. So that's no Brendan Rodgers' fault.
No, I can understand that. Of course, you're going to go for players, and I'm not going to fancy playing in this league, this country. There's a variety of things. They're wanting to maybe hold out for more money or a better move. But that's when you've got to have an A, B, and C. You can't just put all your eggs in the one basket and say, right, we're going for this Lekovic or whatever his name is. If we don't get him, we'll stick with Joe Hart. If you're wanting to be aggressive,
that Barkas that plays with Utrecht, he's doing well.
Aye, the rabbit in the headlights.
He's doing well. We got applauded off with the opposition fans the other day.
They get applauded after the opposition fans here.
No,
thanks. There another throwing the ball into the net again.
Barkas is doing well. I said that. I know we'll end up coming up against him in a European qualifier and he'll bitch slap us.
Aye. Well, hopefully no. But just no, we need to put a couple of crosses into the box and we'll be fine. We'll not be able to do much. But we need to have an A, B and C. It doesn't matter if we're going for a left back or a centre forward or whatever. You need to have alternatives. You can't just think, well, we'll go for him. If it doesn't work out, we'll stick with what we've got. Because you're wanting to progress. It's the only way you're going to progress as a team. Is to have alternatives and try and push them forward. There's every position in that 11 could be improved.
100%. That's exactly right, Jerry. You shouldn't just be looking at an improvement in Taylor or Scales, or you should be looking at improvement on Cameron Carter-Vickers. You should be looking. You're not looking to bring in every position in that park should be. You should be looking to improve upon.
Yep.
It's, I just the more I know, you're just dreading it.
What's your prediction, John?
I can't. Honestly, Jerry, see even listening to people breaking down and analysing the games in Europe.
Yep.
I could even get my heart into that because the writing was, I said to you, Celtic's aspirations, Celtic's Champions League aspirations died the day the window shut.
Yep.
And that was that blatantly obvious. I couldn't even get my heart into the hard luck stories. The Palma goal that gets chopped off, and the ball must have grazed the hairs and made his leg. Be offside. Remember?
Yep.
They get down to 9 men in Holland. It's so hard luck stories. But for me, see if we'd have get pumped in every game, you wouldn't have felt as bad. It's a fact that back to the point we were discussing at the beginning. It's just that firm belief that the 3 bits of quality could have made we could have been sitting here in such a different position.
Yep, 100%. Definitely.
You hear me?
Yep, I definitely. I think you're spot on.
It wouldn't have took much. That's the thing that I know. I think that's the thing that annoys me days. It wouldn't have took much.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's not as if we're saying, we're needing 10 new players. Or, do you know what I mean? We're 1 or 2, 3 quality good players in the right positions would make us a totally different team.
You could have been sitting here with 40 million in the bar, 3 bits of quality, and 7 points in qualifying.
Yep. I agree.
That to me is the question mark I've got over there. David Stalker saying how many players do we need in January? He's saying 3. For me, I've said for long enough the priority for me, and that's even given Joe's star jump on Saturday is still a striker. Joe, you could live with Joe to the end of the season if you need to be, but you need a striker.
Joe Hartle's days to the end of the year. That's we're out of Europe. It's not going to make much difference. But Hartle days to the end of the season.
I think there's a player in Big O Jordan a day.
And who?
O Jordan.
Oh, yes, aye.
I think there's a player on him. I wouldn't like to see him getting binned again, just because he didn't take his chances in Saturday. I think there is a player in there, but he's no replacement. And never was a replacement for Giakoumakis.
No.
That's the. You need a striker. Before you need anything, if you said to me, I could only get one position in the January transfer window. I mean, if that's been obvious to me, it's obvious to Brendan Rodgers.
Yep.
The question I would have for Brendan, right enough, is no having that, man. Why you insist on playing? Why you insist on playing Kyogo deep? Neither is a number 10 than a number 9.
Yep.
That's lost on me.
Agreed.
So back to David. There is definitely beyond the shadow of a doubt, you need a striker and you need a quality striker.
Yep.
And I think we all know. I mean, I'm just.
But is that to replace Kyogo? See, that's what I keep saying to folk when they say that, John. Are we replacing Kyogo or are we looking for a backup? Because there's a world of difference.
I think you're needing somebody to do the role that Giakoumakis did for you, the role that O's currently do for you.
But who's going to be happy with that, John? They're backup players. That's what I'm saying. Do we know? We're talking about we said earlier on there isn't a position in the team that can't be improved. There is even at my best players. If you've got enough money to spend, you can improve on them. So, are we looking for just somebody that's going to be a backup to Kyogo, or should we be looking for somebody better than Kyogo?
You're looking for somebody better. You're looking for somebody better than Kyogo. You know, we at one time we kept Hearts and Larson and Son happy, and they weren't too terrible.
Yep.
It's a number. It's back to what Jerry said there. The 11 positions in the park could be better. It should be somebody better than Kyogo, somebody better than what you're going to be. That we should be looking for, and obviously then we need you need a goalkeeper, you need a number 1, no a backup. You know, it's not a backup to Joe. I would like to see, even if Joe stays another year or whatever, if he wants to stay, or if he wants to get back to play his first team, whatever. But I mean, I can see the board saying, you know what, you're not getting another goalkeeper because you've got Seacrest is still there, although we don't know what he's doing. And Bain just signed a new 4 or 5 year deal. You're not getting another left back because we've got £4.5 million spent in fucking Burnaby. He needs to get punted before we get another left back in. You know, you could see them not willing to do the two either. The goalkeeping one's a strange one. With Bain getting another 4 or 5 year deal and Seaker still there as well. That's a strange one as well. But you need back to what David said there. You're needing a goalkeeper. I'm not going to slag Taylor. I think the guy's key deserves everything he's had to, and I know.
Bain's contract ends next May 2024.
No, he got an extended deal, Mark. I think.
But is that no the extension done?
No, I thought
sure
it was a 4 year deal.
No,
I thought he was at the contract at the end of the year.
I don't think Celtic. I don't think Celtic.
Oh no, it's coming up 2026. It is. It's 2026. It is. Sorry.
Yep.
I mean, that's just a riot, I know, isn't it?
Bonkers.
You know what I mean?
You look at that. Seacrest. James McCarthy, 5 year deal. He played something like 8 games and 7 games the previous 2 seasons before he came here. Who sanctioned that? Do you know a 5 year deal? Even if you're looking at Calmac, you know, Calmac's I think he's been a fantastic captain. A lot of time for McGregor, but Is he 31? 30? 30? 30?
Aye,
And
aye.
he was given a 5-year deal. And his stats have been declining for the last 2 years.
We spoke about it earlier on, McGregor. He's looking at it. And it's sorry to say, we keep saying it, but keep kind of apologising for saying it, John. But he's an empty jersey the last 18 months.
He's not an empty jersey. He's playing with Scotland, where he's got somebody playing in a 6 role beside him, doing some of the dirty work for him. He's just no a 6. He's got that. Is it McTominay that plays in that position for him beside him? With Scotland. I mean, this is back to where you started with Saturday. When I heard you right there, I was thinking about a master of myself. Same questions you boys were talking about. Awata. What's Awata? What's Awata done wrong? Anytime I've seen Awata, I'm thinking he's brought to the team exactly what we were needing. It's just that.
It's strange. It's a strange decision how he can't get in that team.
I mean, you get Lagerbielke and Naruski. The two of them are fat. Where the fuck are they?
But who would you drop for them?
No, but where are they? The bottom line is you spent $7.5 million,
but
and not any better than what you've got. Who would have dropped for them? Nobody at the moment.
Right, that's right. That's the thing, John. You can't drop skills because he's not set a fit run.
No, 100%. I think we need.
Kind of number one choice, you know what I mean, sir? The guys could be fit and they could be flying and training and doing brilliant, but why should skills get dropped for one of them?
I wouldn't drop. I said that the Nick Reddy, the guy has been. It's good to see one of your own doing that, and it's the guy's been. We were all a bag of nerves when we went to the Bronx with him. And he played a fucking blinder, and better than that. And I heard you saying the same thing earlier on the night, man. No, only did he play, has he not let you down in Scotland? Every time he's played in the Champions League, he's not let himself down either. Mm-hmm. I watched him in Saturday as well, and he was pretty much immaculate. The goal we lose is just a comedy of fucking errors, isn't it?
Yep.
It's we can't. It's landed the Giants you were into, eh? We can't score for a corner and we can't defend one. We had 13 fucking corners and we didn't create a chance with them. Motherwell had 2 corners and they scored for one of them.
Our set pieces in general are absolutely abysmal.
Brittle.
Whether it's attacking set pieces or defending set pieces. You know, I mean, when was the last time Celtic scored for a corner?
I can't remember.
Or like a free kick into the box and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I put things like that down to players. I think coaches can say, corners do this and do that, but I would like to think that players could hang about themselves and say, right, we'll try these wee free kicks and we'll try these wee set. Do you know what I mean? Players take that on themselves and then bring that into games rather than the kind of coaching levels. The stats should say you should do this and you should do this and run in here and shit like that. No, let the players work on that because they know that one time out of 5 that they do this wee fancy move, it'll work. It'll catch another defence cold.
I'm still of the view that that Rodgers is an elite coach. But that Atletico Madrid game, man, we stood in parked headers right into the D at the edge of the penalty box. They read it, no to the left, no to the right, and it was target practice. It was. I don't know whether you guys are. I don't know if this was a term in Campsie or a term in Hamilton, but it was like long shooty. You were just hitting the ball into the D. For the whole game, and it was just target practice for Atletico Madrid. The defending of that corner is a corner we should even give away against Motherwell on Saturday. Then we'll get Taylor, Martin, the biggest Motherwell player in the park, and then we'll get Joe. Well, we don't really know what Joe was doing anyway. No. What the fuck was he goalie doing, Tam?
We spoke about it earlier, John. That was terrible, wasn't it?
It's horrendous.
That big staff stuff, and he does that quite regular.
Aye.
And No, but that reminds me, first goalkeeper I ever seen doing that was Peter Schmeichel. But it worked years ago when Peter Schmeichel was playing. Do you know what I mean?
Mark, he should be coming into that section. He should be clearing out anything in front of him. Motherwell players a lot, knee up and taking anything out the road that's in front of him.
And whether he touches the ball or no, he falls down to the gun screaming and he'll get a free kick for it.
Yep,
goalkeepers, that's all goalkeepers do. Do you know what I mean? They'll go for the ball. And if they miss the ball, they'll fall down screaming and they'll probably get a free kick out of it. And Joe Hart's that cute and long in the tooth. He should know that.
Aye, I mean, they're a protected species anyway, aren't they?
Me and Mikey, I was talking to Mikey about it yesterday, and it's like Joe Hart, right? He's been downhill, but what is he? 37 now. But he was one of kind of top keepers kicking about Europe for a good few years, and he's not got that. We were talking about that kind of cuteness, that kind of bit of the dark arts about it.
Yep.
To know that I go for that ball, and even I just go to the top of him, and I just fall down screaming, I'm going to fail for that. That's basically what happens at a corner kick now with goalkeepers.
I tell you, see, just a change of subject here as well. I'm going to have to go shortly, but the penalty, the penalty at Pittodrie, the VAR one, right? Aye, he's getting his jersey pulled, so it's a penalty. End of story, right? That's a bottom line penalty. But we watch getting the jersey ripped off him at Ross County, and it wasn't a penalty. Now, the bottom line is, you stand to see it with I've got no doubt in my mind about this. It's like, see if you put a detective on somebody 365 days a year, eventually you'll find them doing something wrong. And that's almost about how they're applying VAR. Because VAR is just watching for anything that they could possibly give a penalty for the Rangers.
Did you see the video kicking about Twitter? I don't know who it was. The elbowed the Aberdeen guy right in the edge of the box.
Yep.
Nothing. And again, I said to Mikey last night, talking to him, see when Celtic score a goal, they'll look at it, and they only seem to do it with Celtic. They look at everything that leads up to the goal to see if there's been a foul, a jersey tug, a kick here, or anything leading up to the goal. It doesn't actually need to be anything that's involved in the actual goal. It just needs to be in the build-up to it that they can pull that back. And the VAR, I've said it, I think it's just get rid of it. It's an absolute farce. It's turned into an absolute farce.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a detective on somebody 365 days. You're going to find something, and that's almost as it's been applied to them. Whereas that's not what it was meant to be. It was meant to be a clear and obvious error.
Yep.
See, a couple of weeks ago, I felt sick at the game. I posted about this as well at the time. I thought I was, and I don't say this lightly because the pictures are always stuck in my mind. I thought I was seeing
Lana Wolf.
I thought I was seeing what was that?
You met Lana Wolf that night.
I thought I was seeing a John Thompson moment with Kyogo the other week there.
Aye. Right.
When see the way that Kyogo went down.
Aye.
And he didn't even protect himself when he hit the grass. And he didn't move. Now, I've watched that back about 20 times. The big boy, the Aberdeen boy knows what he's doing. Kyogo's innocent. Kyogo's in front of him. He doesn't see the big man coming. The big boy sees Kyogo and he goes through. So I think he's got right. And you've got, including two people I would have expected better. They're generally quite pro-Celtic, Michael Stewart and Mark Wilson, saying he had the right to go for the ball. You know, for me, a different scenario, but if you've got a striker going in and a keeper, and the keeper's going in at feet, you've got a right to go for the ball, but there's always an expectation that if you're in danger, you endanger an opponent, that you pull out the tackle. And he knew what he was doing. That was I don't think it's too strong. See, that was life threatening. That he went down like a boxer. It really was. I felt sick when I seen it. And he gets a yellow card.
Yep.
He gets a yellow card, yeah, and we're stopping here. We're stopping still pictures in Europe to see Maida's foot, and it's a red card.
Mhm.
And you're seeing, as you say, what you're watching yesterday. They're just, it's as if Baby Dallas is sitting in that. He's obviously the day after the lodge, and
Aye.
he's just sitting in there
Feeding the goat.
waiting. 100%. He's just in there waiting and anything at all. Now the referee was 5 yards away. If it's not a clear and obvious error, there's an elbow up before that as well. And as I said, if you put a detective on somebody 365 days a year, you'll find the Pope of Rome, you'll find him doing something wrong. You know, and that team needs to know how.
Morellis's missus.
What's that? No, that's lost on me. That
Morellis's missus, she put that. Celtic fans were accused of cutting his brake cables, and it was actually a private detective. The wife had set on him.
Aye.
That's true. Aye. So it's so apologies for being negative, but it's
Been brilliant having you on, John.
Aye, definitely.
I tell you, I'm the last thing I am is an entitled Celtic supporter. In fact, I've said to anybody that'll listen, I remember being at Parkhead one day standing under the pylon when McStay hit a shot and Gorham saved it. And I don't know how he got it. And we were 3-0 down in 20 minutes. I'm not sure what year that would be. And I remember saying to the guy behind us, and Willie had watched. He ran the Airdrie Celtic Supporters Club. I says,
Was that not a New Year game, John?
I can't mind, Mark. I can't mind.
One of the Celtic directors got hot with a Mars bar.
I can't remember.
That was just
I made say to Willie.
That was you, John. JFP hot that Celtic director with the Mars bar.
I made say to Willie that this is the worst Celtic team I've seen, and Willie says he'd a starter, eh? And he says, and you don't know what you're fucking talking about. He says, because he'd watched something. I think he'd watched Celtic for something like 25 years, and he watched they'd won one cup or something. Do you know what I mean? Something crazy like that. So I learned that from Willie, and all the older guys that ran the bus, which is another thing that the away day, killing the away day, annoys me as much. It's because I learned off of the guys that going to see Celtic was travelling the bus was a social occasion, eh? It was
it was a day out, John. I used
100%.
to love it. My pals used to come down for. See, if I wasn't working on a Saturday, my pals would be down for me at 9 o'clock in the morning. If I was working, it would be 11 o'clock, and that was our day for going to a Celtic game. Started at like 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Do you know what? That's what I'm saying. What I learned from the old boys, actually didn't matter what the result was. They enjoyed their day. They enjoyed their day just the same. It was a cultural education. My laddie was just a young boy at the time, and even he can remember Willie coming up the bus and saying and £2 and nothing for the laddie.
Aye.
Nobody take any money off the.
You didn't take money off the kids or women. One of the kids went free. Aye, that's how we ran our bus.
So it's not as if it's I'm not sitting here talking about any sense of entitlement. I watched Celtic through the bad times as well, but it's just fairly depressing and nothing more so than the Celtic board. I tell you one thing, the Celtic board are annoying me a damn sight more than the fucking Green Brigade are. That's for sure.
What's your take on that, John?
That's a minefield. I can see, man. I don't know if did you see the letter that came out of Palestine today?
Aye, I seen that earlier. Aye,
it was sent to Celtic. I think irrespective of where if the boys, we don't know. It was strange for all the rules that they were apparently breaking. It did they seem to hit the kind of it didn't seem to hit the kind of critical mass until the Palestine flags went up. You know,
and then it became kind of focused on that.
And you can't help but think that Mr. Lowe, a wee back to him saying the Green Brigade were finished. I don't know. That's just my take on it. If they've been breaking drills, that needs to be dealt with. But from the board's point of view, my problem is we can take the knee, we can have fucking armed forces day, we can have people abseiling off the North Stand at the Brimlow Road stand and govern. We can be supporting Ukraine, but it seems to be the fact that if politics is all right and fit, but as long as it's their politics.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, with what's going on in Gaza just now, I don't see how anybody would want to support the people of Palestine. But
I've said in the forum, John, you're my kind of age group. This isn't a new thing. Celtic supporters support Palestine. It's not as if they've jumped on a bandwagon. This has been on for years. Do you know what I mean? It's just whether it's down to that, whatever it's down to. But I mean, there's things you Green Brigade do that I don't agree with.
Yep.
But you still can't. What we said, I don't know if Jerry's aware or no, but you can't fault the atmosphere they bring to Celtic Park.
100%.
Or the boys, the other ultras group. Do you know what I mean? So
the atmosphere.
Fight, maybe a wee bit adult. Couple of people maybe need to swallow their pride into it. Maybe Peter Lawman needs to swallow his pride a wee bit. Maybe a couple of guys at Green Brigade need to do the same. But need to find a middle ground.
Surely there's going to be somebody in the Celtic board at that kind of level. If these guys are at the level of business and the level of and at the level of business that they're claiming to be, surely there's somebody is able to get somebody in their representation for the game and say, listen, you fucking crossed the line with whatever you done, X, Y, Z, whatever, if that is genuine, right? It needs to fucking stop, right? And vice versa, they're saying, hey, we don't agree with your politics, but we respect your right to express them. Do you know, I would defend anybody's right to express their political opinion, whether I agreed with it or whether I didn't. It's the board that you would expect to be able to the ones to be going to be able to put the big boys' trousers on and sit down and instigate this talk, and for the good of Celtic and for the good of the team, which is their primary. The board's primary fucking role is to make sure that is it nothing to the detriment of the team. So they're as big as they think they are, that they can sit the spokesman for the Green Brigade, bring him in, sit him down and saying, listen, if any of the accusations were true, say, right, it fucking stops now, you need to get the programme here, right? But equally,
see stories about Fred and Stewart. That's bang out order. That's bang out order.
100%. But equally, we don't agree with your politics. We're going to respect your right to express it. Now, the one thing that we've all got in common in this room here, Mr. Green Brigade person, is that we've all got Celtic's best chances in the heart. So let's back in, fucking calm your jets a bit. And we all move forward, because the only people that's suffering here is the team. The only Celtic that's suffering with this just now. And the board's main role should be making sure that I'd said the other day there, you've got you know, I actually thought when I say that, you've got two big games coming up against Feyenoord and against the Rangers, where it needs to be addressed before that. And see, when I thought you've got fucking Motherwell to beat before that, and we didn't.
Hibs, I hate me Hibs as well, isn't we?
That's right.
There's kind of rumours that they're maybe going to be allowed in back again, so I don't know if there's been talks going on or whatever, but I seen, I mean, Mark McGlone had offered to kind of be a bit of a middleman, and I don't know how that would get done after we sued Celtic, didn't he? Mind, he had a bit of fall down the stairs or something like that. I don't know how that would get done, but
it's just back to the board, man.
A bit adult, swallow your pride and just we've all had to do it. Do you know what I mean? We've all had to go on and do something. Agree to rules that we didn't agree to, but we had to do it to get on. If it is just a case of swallowing your pride, agreeing to a couple of wee, right, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do that.
Surely
As I said, this
the size of Celtic, it's no beyond the wit of man for it to be able to sit the Celtic board down and the Green Brigade down and start with the one thing that you've got in common is Celtic and wishing them another bit well and what's in their best interests, and you take it from there. As I say, if they've got to be told, if they've crossed the line, they need to be fucking told that. And equally, the board need to accept the fact that that the support will always have an element that will be that's likely to be considerably to the left of where they are, which wouldn't be fucking hard.
As I've said as well, see people like, I don't agree with this. I go to Celtic Park to watch the team and that. Well, you don't need to get involved in it. Go and watch the team. You don't need to wave a flag. You don't need to get involved in it at all if you're just there to watch the team.
Yep.
But I mean, John, I know you're a bit kind of savvy in that, but you've got to agree that Celtic, for as long as I've known them, I mean, I've gone back even to kind of when I was a wee boy with a minor strike and stuff like that was going on. Celtic's always been, the support's always been like kind of politically aware, you know, on the kind of side of the poor and the working classes and stuff like that.
But you saw
it's the board that don't seem to it's the board that seem to have kind of forgot the kind of elements to me.
I remember with this conversation a while ago as well. I remember the whole birthday of Celtic bit as well. That the founding document, for want of a better word, was very clear. It was to feed the Irish Catholic community in East End, and the board
it's been well edited.
They diluted that as well. It's to me it's that attempt to be acceptable to the establishment.
West
Brits, exactly right. Fantastic term. To me, and as I said to you at the beginning, they're wasting their fucking time because they'll never be accepted. They'll never be establishment because they'll always be tags. And that's the bottom line, and if it's that makes it even harder for me to see. So, but you'd like to think somebody could get everybody around the table here and sort this out, because the only place that's suffering is on the part of the team.
But I mean, see, in 100 years' time, John, me and you will be all well dead, but the Celtic support will still have the same beliefs.
Aye, but that's what I'm saying.
They're not going to change this. I mean, you're old enough again. I don't know if Jerry can mind this. The Boys Against Bigotry campaign with Ferguson and stuff like that.
Aye.
Mind when Fergus was cutting down, you can't sing this and you can't sing this and part like that. But Celtic fans are always going to be outspoken and on the left, as you say, John, the left side of politics, and they're always going to claim that spot in society.
As the song says, the fields of Athenry just makes the grade.
Aye.
That was the words of the song, was it? The boys of the Old Brigade couldn't even sung.
Pete McLean, wasn't it? Pete McLean. Right. That was his name.
You're never going to divorce Celtic politics. I mean, they love this. They love this term, a club like no other. It's us, and to a large extent that the politics and the politics that had that had that kind of sympathy for the kind of oppressed, the Irish in the north of the island, the Palestinians, whatever. That's what makes us a club like no other. They can't just pick and fucking choose here what bits they like and what bits they don't like. The board.
It's the thing. See, honestly, I keep putting on my forum and everything. All this part comes up about keep politics out of football. The Mandela stuff. Mind the Barcelona flag when Mandela died, Celtic standing there holding a Mandela thing.
Yep.
I've not got a problem. I mean, I've not got a problem with that. Nelson Mandela, do you know what I mean? He's up with the likes of Bobby Sands and that, to be honest, John. You know what I'm talking about. Politics.
I remember seeing an interview with Nelson Mandela, and he had a photograph of Bobby Sands on his desk.
Aye. But I mean, that was it. You were allowed to more than a day. But the fact on that he was a terrorist and all this, and it's just a kind of whatever the Ukraine thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, see, like Ukraine and Russia thing. I've not got a side in that. I don't think anybody should be shooting anybody for any reason. Do you know what I mean? In this kind of day and age, John. And I don't think Hamas should have done what they done to Israel, but I don't think Israel should have done what they've done to Gaza for then. There shouldn't be this going on in this day and age. The Celtic flying the Palestinian flag, flying the Celtic fans flying the Palestinian flag, flying the Ukrainian flag, or flying any flag. You're just supporting people that are up. They're getting fucking. You can't put yourself in what's going on in these people's lives.
No, it's horrendous.
Every single day you're waking up, you don't know if you're getting bombed, you're getting blew up, whether your wains are going to be dead or alive at the end of the day and stuff like that. Whether you're Israeli, whether you're a Palestinian or whatever your faith, that's no right. Sometimes
I wonder. It made me think about during the conflict in the North of Ireland there as well, whereas obviously the Celtic support and the songs that were sung were to say that was the mainstream would be an understatement, eh? I wonder how the board would have coped with that, because that was considerably against the BBC narrative, wasn't it?
Aye, I mean, I've said on the forum and stuff. And you're, John, again, you're old enough, the same age as me. You can remember like Anne Poblack, the Irish news. Do you mind that getting sold in? There was a kind of socialist. I can't remember. There was a kind of Scottish socialist paper and that used to be sold inside Celtic Park and stuff, and there was buckets collected for the prisoners there in Ireland and stuff like that. So it's not as if this is a new thing for Celtic to kind of support causes of these people. And it's mental that the boards actually took a stance against it, to be honest. Do you think the Kellys? The Kellys in that?
I don't think they were reading the room right there. I think you'd see a lot of Celtic supporters that are maybe no massive fans of the Green Brigade, but would have. But when the board made that stand, would be thinking to themselves the same as I was thinking. Don't be telling me what to think and what to support.
Aye, it's just, it really is. It's a bit strange the way the Celtic board kind of aren't in sync with the actual feeling of the fans. I mean, I'm not right. I mean, I've said it for years, right? There must be Rangers fans that are kind of pro-independence. Do you get what I mean? There must be.
I was in the Margaret Skinner Centre in Coatbridge a couple of years ago. Do you know the Margaret Skinner Centre now?
Aye.
Margaret Skinner was the only woman to be shot in dispatches during the Irish Rising. Yeah. And she was at Coatbridge. She was a teacher. She was at Coatbridge, and that's why the centres. What did you said before that there? Someone's waiting to see what you were talking about before that.
Just about there must be Tories. There must be Tories in the Celtic support. There must be nationalists, like SNP supporters and that, and the Rangers support and stuff.
I was in one day, and I said to the boy, he says, "Aye, we were in at the Coatbridge Republicans for Scottish Independence March." I was like, there's a myth there, right? I says, "So you were in at the Coatbridge Republicans for Scottish Independence March?" He says, "Aye." He says, "There was 3 Rangers supporters getting attacked by other Rangers supporters, Bears for Independence." I says, "Wait a minute here." I says, "I need to get my head around about this here. The Coatbridge Republicans are at the march, the Independence for Scotland March, and you're wading in to help to protect the fucking Bears for Independence." I think you couldn't write this. So, somebody outside of Scotland you couldn't write this.
No.
Bonkers.
I've said this before. See if you're basing your political viewpoint to tie in with the football team you support, John. You're a bit of an arsehole for me.
Aye.
you get what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, the Celtic supporters, I know the Celtic supporters that vote Tory, didn't want independence and whatever. That doesn't bother me.
Yep.
See, as long as they're a Celtic supporter, that's so. Apart from Rod Stewart's a cunt.
That's right.
Right, that's just, right,
I totally
fuck
want it,
Rod Stewart and the Horsey Road I know. Right. But apart from
you-
that, if I'm sitting with somebody at Celtic Park and I'm like, you're not going to, I've never turned into a guy at Celtic Park and said, you're Catholic or Protestant, mate. Did you vote Tory? Did you vote? Do you get what I mean? But see, when you look on the internet and stuff like that, you've got these guys. Oh, I've been at Ibrox for 20 years, and there's no a guy next to me that supports Scottish independence. How the fuck did that subject come up?
Mhm.
At a game of football. I don't care whether a guy next to me is a Protestant or a Catholic or a Jew or a Muslim or whatever. If he's sitting next to me at Celtic Park cheering on Celtic, that's good enough for me.
I've said to many people when they ask me that question, I practice my religion on a Sunday morning, no on a Saturday afternoon. That's my fitbit.
No, and see the thing about it, in Scotland, there's a lot of people, Celtic fans and them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, if I go to watch Celtic, that makes me I'm a good Catholic. I go to watch Rangers every Saturday, I'm a good staunch Protestant. No, I've been at church for the last funeral they were at. No, it's just absolute nonsense. It should be. I mean, just politics. It's one of me. See, politics when I was younger, John. Again, you're an old man like myself, but it was Tories were English, Labour was Scotland. But see, in the last 10, 15 years, politics has become absolutely poisonous, isn't it? Even compared to what we knew when we were younger.
I remember when I started working in Hamilton. And that day I was going to start, and I remember my old man saying to me, I'll give you 3 things not to talk about, John: football, politics, and religion. And I thought he wasn't far away. It was wasn't a bad bit of advice.
And, I mean, England's just getting as bad as Scotland used to be. And to the extent, like, absolute stupidness is getting into their politics. I mean, to get what I'm talking about, what you're saying, John, the kind of, it was a Scottish thing. What school did you go to? Went to that was obviously, that was the first question. You know what I mean? But see, down in England, it's spreading that kind of right-wing craziness stuff.
Well, I think the whole... I can't remember the last time I heard a politician say anything that I thought was remotely sensible in any party. Personally, my practice is just my beliefs. Once I leave mass on a Sunday, I've got a question mark over everything else I hear. That's for me. That's where the truth ends. And that's just my personal. That's just my personal beliefs. Don't need anybody else to accept it or not accept it. But I think the whole English thing, the English thing, the whole Brexit thing, toxic, racist. But the wife in Newcastle that was up here as well. What do you call him?
Tommy Robinson, man.
Aye. I think a guy said a great thing to me at one time. I thought it was right. He says, "No, everybody that voted Brexit was a racist, but every racist voted for Brexit."
Aye.
And I thought that was a good...
see, between the Scottish independence vote and the Brexit vote, that for me, that was a kind of tipping point.
Aye. I think I was actually doing it... I was working down in London that day.
So you had 2 votes?
Oh, when the results...
You both voted no?
When the results of the Brexit referendum came in, I just couldn't believe that. I was massively disappointed at the Scottish independence referendum. Massively disappointed.
I'm the same, John. I kind of lost interest in politics after that.
I'm probably the same, but I genuinely couldn't believe. I couldn't believe the fucking the Brexit one. my wife was doing with me in London. We jumped in a taxi, and I thought, well, I might as well try to see how the locals feel our system. So what do you think of that then? The Brexit result. He says, great, mate. I thought, that's your first mistake. I'm not your mate. Eh? He says, great.
I've got pictures of John and his wife jumping in the taxi like him and Football Factory there, Jerry.
Aye.
Don't think that, mate. Aye, all these people take your jobs and that.
He says, great, mate. I says, aye. I says, how do you rank that? And he says, we'll be able to catch our own fish. And I'm thinking, all right, we've got a stoker here. Eh? I thought, well, that's 0.2% of your GDP, eh?
Yeah.
So
That was one of the big things, wasn't it, about fishing?
He says, we'll be able to catch our own fish. I thought, that's magic. I says, that's good. That's 0.2% of your GDP. I said to him, who are you going to sell to me? And he says, I thought, oh man, I couldn't believe the answer. He says, we've got an empire. He says, we've got an empire to sell our fish to, mate.
Oh my God.
And I could see my wife's face. She was just thinking, oh no, you just said that to the wrong person. And I says, an empire, aye. So we get to the airport, and I says to him, I says, much as it, give him the money. I says, I've got bad news for you, buddy. I says, it's a long fucking time since you had an empire, eh?
And I'm fucking paying you with fish.
See when I started school, there was still some old atlases that had you could see the end that Britain owned was pink on them, right? That's where they used to see the sun never set in the British Empire, right?
Aye, that's right.
So you could see it fucking east to west, and it was all pink. So obviously, maybe atlases that were maybe 20 years older than me, eh? And I said to him, it's a long time since you had an empire, mate. I says, you've got two bits of your empire left. This is the North Ireland and us. This is and the clock's ticking in the fucking two of them. just go out the taxi. That was my part short.
Aye, quite right.
We've got an empire to sell our fish to, mate.
Aye.
You've got fucking 12 hours to get langoustines. You can't even get me to France. Fucking Aberdeen in time over that. You're halfway. It's good to end in a positive anyway.
Good man.
Some stories, John, man.
What's that?
You've got some stories in part when you get going, bud.
I was telling you about Willie on the bus. Willie had a starter. Well, the other boy, the boy helped him. He had a starter too. They took him with a starter. And what I carry on. I remember one of them sitting there. They taught me, as you say, they taught me to go and see Celtic and just see it as a day out, eh? And the result was almost immatriculous, as my dad would have said, eh? It was almost it was a sideshow. The game was almost a sideshow, but I remember when I'm sitting there when he says, Willie, he says, I'll go to your funeral if you go to mine. I thought it's just brilliant times in the bus. It's just Scottish football really need to have a look at itself, eh?
Aye.
So,
I dig you.
He's watching it tomorrow.
Aye. I will be behind the sofa.
Have you I've hoovered behind the couch, Jerry, so as I can get in there and watch it tomorrow.
Aye. Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be all right. Maybe only be 3-1.
I'm going for two each draw.
I tell you, the one thing you'll never see me say that you see some people saying it on the banter page as well, and Angie we trust, and Brendan we trust. I'm thinking, I'm going to. There's a wee shop near used to have a wee sign that used to say, "In God we trust, all other pay cash." I'm sticking there. It's but
but seriously, I mean, what do you expect tomorrow night?
defeat.
But a pump, just a hand.
No, they've not been playing well. Apparently, they were beat again the weekend, which could be a good or a bad thing. I don't know. You could get a reaction to that.
Lazio fans are doing that. We'll beat them. They drew with Motherwell at the weekend.
Aye,
and it's the same. It's the same thing. You know. I mean, they had a bad poor result. So did we.
I just don't think. For all the reasons we spoke about, Mark.
Yang fat.
For all the reasons we spoke about, I just don't think we've got the quality on the park to be confident going anywhere in Europe and getting a result.
Nah, I'd agree with that. I just
probably more so up front than anywhere else, and particularly when Brendan keeps insisting on playing fucking Kyogo deep rather than playing him off the shoulder. So no,
I think Yang is fit, Jerry. Palmer's banned, isn't he? Palmer's banned,
aye. Yep.
Somebody else put something up on the forum, but we're looking at Mikey Johnson tomorrow night. James Forrest.
When I was listening and I couldn't join in, I was hearing he's talking about Jerry was saying about going to 3-5-2. I think I'd be thinking about that as well. I think you need to try to stiffen up in the middle of the park, give McGregor a bit of a hand out in you.
But do you think he'll do it, John?
No.
That's what we were talking about. We thought, we could go 3-5-2, we could do this, we could do that. But Rodgers, for me, has not got to do anything like that.
No, I don't think so. It's obviously, there was a point at the weekend where we played with a brief point where we had two up front, but then we're chasing a goal and he takes Kyogo off. I didn't get that either. Right?
Aye, no, it didn't make sense to me either, mate.
I mean, Rangers drawn with them. That got us out of jail. We'd have actually been on here tonight, being absolutely moaning faced bastards, to be honest, wouldn't we?
Aye, 100%.
I'd have been even worse, you mean? Is that what you mean? As my laddie would say, you ever thought about motivational fucking speaking?
Get you in the boardroom at Celtic Park, John. I'll set you up and we'll get you you're the Green Brigade's representative in the boardroom.
Definitely.
Walking like Billy Connolly, dressed up like the Pope and that.
They're going to see that. Apparently they're going to see the Pope.
I saw that. Aye.
On Thursday before they come home.
Good on them.
I've had an audience with the man myself.
I bet you have.
Aye. I was actually. I don't do the whole celebrity battering like that. Even, but I was a bit. When he came in the back, I was about 6 feet away from him, and I tell you, it's hard not to just be kind of overawed a wee bit. He's just a wee guy too. He's not very big.
I'd love to go to the Vatican, man. That's on my bucket list. So it's probably the only thing I would like to do before I died. Hopefully it's not going to be for a while, you know what I mean? But as it's one of these things, see like that, I mean, that and see like the Disneyland Star Wars stuff, that's like my two dreams in life. But I'd probably rather go to the Vatican and see Mass with the Pope or that. I really would. I'd love to do that.
We'd Mass with an audience with him as well. It was quite something. I don't know. I've not seen anything official for Celtic, but I just kind of saw it on
it's been on our social media and it was in the papers and that, John. So I think it must be happening. I mean, we pulled the Tim. I mean, his mum gave my Celtic tap a few years back. You know what I'm talking about? That we pulled the Tim guy. There's a video and his mum gave my Celtic tap years ago and stuff like that.
There was a photo of that on social media today as well. They'll be presented with the Celtic tap.
Yeah, I wait to get it on. Get him in the pie. Get him in with the pyro. No pope, no pyro. No pope, no pyro.
I remember.
Right.
I just in the list in the Pope, and I remember walking down the Gallagate one day. There was two wee boys walking in front of us. They must have been about, I'm not kidding, they were about 6 and 7 or something. I'll tell you how long ago it was. They were singing to the tune. What's the tune of that then? Shinsuke Nakamura went to Rome to see the Pope. No?
Oh, aye. I remember that.
What's the tune of that, Jerry?
Oh, no. It's my thingy. My wee boy, my pal's wee boy used to sing it. I'd be lying to you if I'm going to start
I'm
singing
not going
it.
to sing it, but I know the tune.
Well, the two wee boys.
That's
John Brown's
Aye.
body. John Brown's body. That's it. So I'm thinking, I wonder where this is going. It's just that very thought of somebody Japanese being remotely interested in going to see the Pope, bro, man. Seemed bizarre to me. So they're singing a song, walking right down the Gallagate behind them, and see when they got to the chorus, and this is what he said: "Oh, the Rangers are shite." I thought that's just fucking absolute classic.
Oh, it used to be, just when I was younger, it was kind of just any general name. Went to see the Pope of Rome, and this is what he said. Who's the champions now, scum? That's what we used to sing. Who's the champions now, scum? That was what we used to sing when we were younger.
Right, guys, I'm up early doors on a song. Enjoyed the crack. Thanks very much.
Brilliant, John. Thanks very much for coming on again, mate. You're always welcome, and could listen to you all night, man, honestly.
That was a good crack. Good to get a wee bit of a crack about a bit of team there.
About everything. And them ones.
Good stuff.
Right,
So
thanks very much. Same to you, John. God bless, mate.
Right,
Thanks
good night,
a lot.
God bless.
And here, John,
Just
before you go, John, message Campsy because I've got abducted with aliens the other night, meant to be.
He's away, mate. So
he's away, aye.
He'll need to
He's
stay
been
clear of the
exiled.
place.
He's been exiled.
I'll let him know. I wasn't probed, but it was the probe.
Aye, well, you keep that to yourself, you and Big Jabba.
Hey, mate,
Hey, Jerry. Brilliant,
Later,
mate. Thanks
guys.
very much, Jerry. Good
All the
night,
best.
Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Good night,
Bye.
John. Everybody in live chat, thanks very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. Just 3 guys sitting talking pure piss all night. That's what we do. Everything, the links to everything's in the description box below. Our forum, our Discord, you name it. Our charity collection for Christmas. That's it. Hail, hail, lads. Good night and God bless.